Guys, what's up? Your boy Hebro77 here, coming at you. Tonight's our very wait. Did you hear that? I don't know, man. I gotta go check that out. All right, let's just see what this is. Very dark out here. All right, let's see. Very creepy. Look at this creepy old garage. Hold on. First of all, just to give you an idea what kind of night this is, check this out. All right. Look up there. Look up the sky. Look at the tree. What do you see? DRE. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? Shit, the moon's gone. It disappeared. Well, that's weird. It isn't creepy enough. The damn moon disappeared. Oh, my God. The moon is totally gone. It was there. It's like a big full moon. It's a big blue moon. And now all of a sudden it's gone. Holy shnikes. Oh, well. Maybe I'll show you that later. Right now, we gotta go investigate that noise I heard. Where is the bone? Here, Mooney. Moon. Oh, well. Yeah, creepy noise. I got this light on. Well, nothing out of the ordinary. Whoa, what was that? Oh my God, my punching bag is moving. Okay. All right, wait. Oh no, hey, who goes there? Who are you? Oh my God! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man!
I want to kill you? I just want to tell all your friends. I just want you to tell all your friends about the Hebrew Halloween special. That's going to happen tonight.
You're not going to kill me then? Ever?
Oh, maybe later, like when you're sleeping and more vulnerable. But not now. We gotta do the Halloween show first. Fool!
Well, that's at least some, huh? What do you mean when I'm sleeping?
What do you mean? What do I mean when you're sleeping?
You mean, what do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean when I'm sleeping?
Don't you have a show to do? I gotta get out of here. I got cheeseburgers to eat. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, we wouldn't want those cheeseburgers to get cold, would we? Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, welcome to the Hebrew Halloween special with special guest, Armor Up, Sagittarically Speaking, and your host, Hebro77. Now, let's get started with the show. Roll that beautiful intro.
I'm the one that's supposed to be scary, bitch.
Ah! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Fights, Hebrew Halloween special. And I'm your host with the most that loves to have blood on my toast, Hebro77, along with Scaraterically speaking. Or wait, no. Sagittarially screeching. Sagittarially screeching. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm just out here trying to rustle up some scares. Well, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty darn good.
Oh, well, on my way in, I noticed Armor Up was waiting patiently in the green room.
Well, I thought we scared him away with that intro.
Well, yeah, I think we scared everybody else except him because, he's armored up and everything.
Oh yeah, he did. None of that stuff bothers him. He's got the full the full body armor. I like the I like the costume armor. By the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, you're all potatoed up, huh?
Yep, I'm just a spud.
Well, at least you're not half baked.
Yeah, I'd owe him some money if I'd be scared.
Yeah, says who?
Because he'd come back with that big sword and that Aztec armor or Roman armor or whatever kind of armor it is.
It's God's armor, son.
Oh yeah, God's armor. Yes. So we do have a spooktacular Screechathon celebration here, so to speak. We do have all kinds of interesting things to talk about. It should be a very interesting show. Very cool intro there, Mr. Hebrew 77. You almost had me there until you started talking about cheeseburgers.
Yeah. How do you think Freddie likes his cheeseburgers?
Rare. And I don't think he orders cheeseburgers. He orders cubed steaks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, my good friend.
Yeah, because they're easy for him to pick up with his, with his blades or whatever. You see,
Oh yeah, kind of like chopsticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, hey,
the cheeseburgers just keep sliding through his fingers.
Yeah. Well, you know why that is?
Because they're so sharp.
No, I was going to say because they're sliders.
Ah, good one.
Yeah. Hey, Lothar stuck around long enough for the intro. Thanks, Lothar. I'm glad you didn't pop out. You scared me there for a minute. You had me frightened even.
Yeah, he tried to he was trying to persuade us to hurry it up by threatening to leave, huh?
Yes, he was very threatening.
Very threatening, yes.
But speaking of threatening, you look very threatening down there with the twigs and limbs coming out of your head, looking like you have branch hair.
Well, it's just this new conditioner I've been using.
What's it called? Wool of tree?
It's hold on, let me get the bottle here. See, it says
Okay.
it says it's all natural, biodegradable. Let's see here, Sleepy Hollow tree bark and musk of let's see here, musk of musk of cadaver. Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah. Anyway, it really works well for this time of year. It's infused with pumpkin spice. I forgot to mention that part.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah,
as everything is nowadays,
of course.
except for Armor's coffee.
That's right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Armor.
I was going to say, CJ, I got the picks. I just got them. So, good to go.
I bet Armor doesn't drink his coffee with pumpkin spice. How did you drink it again? I forgot.
Black. I'm still a man.
Yeah, he The one time he answers it differently, I'm leaving the show. Just saying.
Yeah, me too. I'm out.
Hmm. Especially if he uses like a real feminine voice when he says it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I got to say though? I think just for tonight, just one time, I was kind of hoping he would answer. He drinks it quite spudly.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you might have should have gave him the memo ahead of time for that one.
Yeah, that's true. I should have. Well, he should have gave me the memo. He was going to be potato head man there.
I didn't
Well,
get
you
a
should've-
Michael or Jason memo myself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
true.
well, I didn't know until I got here that he was doing the costume, but I wasn't. I mean, I was here early, so I had time to run up to Party City and go grab a Michael Myers costume. However,
However,
we do have a wonderful show for everybody tonight. It's all right. I'm done.
we do have. Uh-oh. They're after us. They're after us. You hear that?
Who's they?
Well, you know, they.
Them.
Yeah, them, they, the
evils that be.
exactly. You know, I gotta say 3 things before we kick off the show tonight. First thing is I have a real problem with authority. I don't trust the government, and I don't believe everything they tell us. So I I would say before I even fill into this whole crowd, like I would say that I fit in quite well.
I could say I agree with all the above. In fact, I got documentation to prove I don't get along well with authority.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen that documentation.
Well, I once fought the law and the law won. I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding about.
I fought them a bunch of times and they won, but the last time I fought them, they lost. So.
All right. Well,
They're done
congratulations.
playing now. Oh, it was hilarious. It was wonderful. The courtroom was just cracking up. The DA was just slumping further and further down in his seat.
Well, you know, when you're right, you're right. That's all there is to it.
That's right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. When you're right, and wrong is wrong.
CJ, that would be awesome. She says she's thinking of setting up a YouTube channel for just music and singing some gospel songs on it. That'd be awesome. CJ sings beautiful. At least the one song I got so far. I'm still patiently waiting on the others. My email is so goofy, but definitely love the song I got so far.
Well, hey guys, I hope that she does well with that. I'll definitely support her. I'll subscribe to her channel when she gets that going, and I hope she does well. I hope she uses all of her own material, though. Just saying. I know she will. I'm just saying, I don't know what I'm saying.
And Luther asked how I liked the Dan video. I was cracking up in the beginning, and then, dude, it got quite creepy. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
Yeah, there was a couple. There was a couple cringy moments in it. That's for sure.
There was. I agree.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder exactly what all's in Lutah's closet.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out when he comes out of that closet, Armor.
Yeah, no, CJ said she tried to send me the emails. I got a video about the Angel in the Sky or something in the sky, but I didn't get any of the songs. I don't know why. But I did get your pics that you just sent me. But yeah, I didn't get none of the songs. Just an email that said sent from my iPhone, but there was nothing there.
CJ Wood said what song, and with it being Halloween and everything, and maybe there was viewers that didn't check out our Wide Awake Wednesday. At some point this evening, we might have to we might have to play that video one more last again.
What are you
If
talking
you're
about?
okay with that. That creepy Dan video.
Oh, the creepy. Yeah, we could show that part. Yeah, because I took the Wide Awake Wednesday down for some unsavory, black dark comedy that I had in there.
Yeah. Well, with all that being said, yeah, we should play the creepy Dan video one more time. Put it on official documentation. Yeah.
I would have to work up to it. I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, even with my Michael Myers, I don't feel as scary as that video. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's some parts in there made me kind of uncomfortable. Just saying. But hey, you know what? I've got some things here I want to share, and I'll tell you how we can do this. I share my thing, and then you share your thing, and then I share my thing, and then you share your thing, and then we're
doing that bit again, huh?
Yeah. I could see.
It went over so well the first time. Why not try it again?
Right. Yeah.
3 bottles of penicillin later. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh. I can see what's going through Armor. I could read his mind right now. I'm out. This isn't what I signed up for. These guys are talking about showing their things again.
Oh, I mean, that's what we do here. We present things and we share them.
Yeah, I agree. We have things to show, and then we show our things, and then we present them, and then let people talk over our things.
All right. Well, enough of this random thing stuff, man. You're starting to creep me out. You're making it weird, man. It wasn't weird until you made it weird, man.
Oh yeah, I hear you. Well, hey, let's see here. Of course, you can't talk about Halloween without sort of throwing a little bit of history in there,
Oh, history's boring, man. No one wants to hear about history. Oh, wait, no. Actually, I'm intrigued. What kind of historical Halloween things do you have, my friend?
Well, I have a little bit of like, where did Sam Hain come from? Where did the rituals originate from? What is Sam Hain? What is the Sam Hain celebration? How to celebrate Sam Hain? And
well, dang, man, we're going to know everything we ever wanted to know about Sam Hain and then some by the time you're done. We're going to know where he's from and what else. All those other things too, huh?
All those other things. So I brought up an article here.
Okay.
And you can read it if you want.
Okay, so you brought up an article and I can read it. Okay, I feel like the bellhop working kitchen duty.
That's an inside joke, people. Armor, you'll see. Maybe we'll share the rest of that video of Armor in the back if he sticks around long enough.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But that's fine. Yeah, I'll read it for you.
Well, if we're done before I got to go to work.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You do realize this is going to be like a 4-hour marathon.
Yeah,
what time I had to work.
All right, so that works out.
Yeah, there you go. Sam Hain rituals, how to celebrate Sam Hain. Well, we won't get into that because I'm sure everybody already knows how they do that.
Oh, it's from Gaia. Of course it is.
When
I don't
I'm
even know. I don't even know what it is. So let's start at the top.
let's see
Hey,
here.
bro, go back up to the top. I
Well, I'm
want to
trying
know
to,
what it is.
what is Sam Hain's celebration?
Yeah, let's find out what it is. Cause see,
All right.
I'm not even. I don't even know that much. So, tradition holds that Sam
Wait a
Hain
minute.
is a. All
Wait a
right,
minute.
all right.
You're the Michael Myers character, and you don't know what Sam Hain is.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it once before on the show, but yeah, I'm very ignorant on this subject. Unfortunately, I will admit that when I don't know something, I will admit I don't know. So, you know,
Donald
eh,
Pleasance brings it up quite a bit in the Michael Myers movies. But carry
Oh,
on. I'm just saying.
okay, all right. Tradition holds that Sam Hain is a celebration at the end of the harvest and the start of the coldest half of the year. And with this transition, it's also celebrated as the beginning of the spiritual new year for practitioners, which is also why it's nicknamed the Witch's New Year. Okay. All right. And then what else did you want to talk about? How to celebrate it?
yeah.
Okay. How to celebrate Sam Hain. Sam Hain is typically celebrated by preparing a dinner to celebrate the harvest. The holiday is meant to be shared with those who have passed on as well as those still with us. Set a place at the table for those in the spiritual plane, providing an offering for them upon every serving throughout the meal, in addition to those who have passed. Invite friends and family to enjoy the feast with you. Typical beverages include mulled wine, cider, and mead, and are
Blood.
to be blood, okay, and are to be shared with the dead throughout the meal. Okay. So you're pouring out a little bit for your dead homies, huh?
So here's the problem I have
Or
with this.
should
The
I
way
say undead homies? Never mind. Go ahead.
here's the problem I have with this. You see how they're making it out to be this wholesome, nice little family sort of celebration. They're
Yeah,
oh, they
Well,
yeah.
that's because you're reading from a Gaia article. What do you expect?
yeah.
You're reading the
I mean,
Mother Goddess webpage and think they're going to tell you the truth about Sam Hain.
are you saying this website might be bias armor? Are you implying bias? Maybe we might be reading a bias article here.
It's Gaia. Come on.
Okay. Well, because I was going to say I think I celebrate Sam Hain quite often because I often have dinner and I sit at the table. I mean, I don't often have meat or wine, but I could put it in a goblet if that makes or a wine glass, I guess. My coffee or Dr. Pepper.
Well, here's the thing. They're like I said, they're making it seem like this harmless, wholesome, sit down with the family type meal, and they're
Hmm.
failing to they're leaving out certain aspects of the whole thing, like Armor said about the blood wine and all this stuff. So,
Hmm.
which I don't have a problem with blood wine because that's what the Klingons do on Star Trek. They drink a lot of blood wine.
Oh well, if the Klingons do it, it must be
Well,
okay then, right?
no.
Yeah.
It's how you use the blood. If you're using the blood, if the blood wine's coming from a ritual or a blood sacrifice like that of a goat or something like that, then it's totally wrong. You know what I'm saying?
So if so, you're saying
I
if
got an
it's
article I can read about Sam Hain if you'd like.
There you go. There you go. We'll get the real deal.
all right, but what if it was like 2% homogenized blood? Would that be okay?
Well, now
No.
hold on. Here's
All right, all right, all right.
hold on, Armor. Here, maybe we'll get a not so what did you call it? Saggy, unbiased.
Bias, yeah.
Maybe we'll get it.
Yeah, yeah, we can compare and contrast. Let's do a little bit of what these guys say, and then compare that to what Armor found, and we that way we can see just how bad the bias really is.
Well, Saji, if you'll just read this part here on down
Okay.
to here, and then Armor's article.
Okay. There are some more lighthearted observances in honor of the dead through Samhain, but the underlying tone of Samhain is one of serious religious practice rather than lighthearted make believe reenactment. Today, pagan Samhain rites, while somber, are benevolent, and although centered on death, do not involve human or animal sacrifices. Another difference between Samhain and Halloween is that most Samhain rituals are held in private rather than in public. Is that the part you wanted me to read?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right.
So now we'll go to Armor's. What
Okay,
he-
this ain't an article. This is actually just from my notes
okay.
on different occultic holidays and stuff. I got a whole note thing for him. October 31st, Samhain, also known as Halloween or All Hallows Eve. This date is the Illuminati's highest day of human sacrifice. Isn't it interesting how the profane, which is the word used when they speak of you and I, are led like a flock of sheep to observe the important festival days of the occult religions? The annual calendar for the entire Western world is ordered by this satanic festival times and days. The human sacrifice required during many of these occult dates needs to contain the following elements, each one of which is exaggerated to the highest possible degree. Number one, trauma, stress, mental anguish, and sheer terror got to be instilled in the victim. Number two, the final act in the drama should be destruction by fire, preferably a conflagration. A conflagration or a blaze is an uncontrolled burning that threatens human life, animal life, health, or property. A destructive fire, usually an extensive one, a very intense and uncontrolled fire, and a large disastrous fire. People must die as human sacrifices, especially children, since their lord, Satan, looks upon a younger human sacrifice as his most desirable. Sacrifices are often spiritual and psychological as well. The courts are skilled at this. Watch for rollings on holy days and dream attacks are used as well. Getting someone innocent to suffer or to commit suicide is considered a greatly rewarded employment. Torturing one who is helpless is rewarded also. Could it be possible that some of our planet's inhabitants are as wealthy and intelligent as they are today, and whom have invented such cutting-edge technology, have been able to accomplish these and more because they have intentionally participated in human and animal blood sacrifice, inflicting terror and mental anguish on others, and celebrating with fire and rituals in order to honor Satan and Lucifer in exchange. That's what Samhain's really all about.
Yeah, I think that's more closer to the truth than what they're trying to they're trying to perceive it as. You know.
Then the bill of goods we were getting from Gaia, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you know what? I feel now like I'm somewhat educated on this whole Sam Hain subject. So was he a real person? Did he ever actually exist?
Samhain isn't a name, it's a day. It's a
Oh. With the name Sam, I just assumed his first name was Sam,
Well,
last name was Hain.
Here now here's the thing about that is the name is actually misinterpreted, that it's not really pronounced Sam Hain. It's
go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead, man. You probably know better than I do.
It's pronounced, let me see if I can remember. Samhain, I believe is how they normally say it. But everyone says Samhain because that's how it's spelled. But yeah, actually it's Samhain.
All right, so I don't have to worry about some weird Sam Hain guy coming in my back door tonight. That's good to know. With a torch to set me on fire. Cool.
No, but it is a lot of it's misinterpreted in a lot of stories, like a lot of your writers and stuff like that of Halloween novels and Halloween movies, TV specials. They use it as a human embodiment of Halloween. They do actually they put a human face on it, so to speak. And the Halloween movies, it's Michael Myers, or in other movies, it might be something else. You know what I mean? Like they put it's it's symbolic. You know what I mean?
Okay, it's all in the symbology or symbolism. Okay.
Yeah, and they use that day because it's one of the days supposedly the veil's the thinnest between the two realms. Also, that and Beltane.
That I have heard before about the veil being the thinnest on this particular on Hallows Eve, which is tonight or is it tomorrow night? Today is the 30th, so to, tomorrow is Halloween. Okay. How
Yeah, and
exciting.
yeah, and
Go ahead.
a lot of Christian um nominations. Is that what I'm trying? Nominations
Denominations, yeah.
nominations have tried to take it and turn it into a religious holiday. Well, I mean, it is a it is a religious holiday, but it's an evil religious holiday. They've tried to take it and turn into a, like the Catholics, for example, call it All Saints Day. The what's the other religion that's close to
But I
Catholic?
think All Saints Day is actually the first.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not Catholic, but I think
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah. And then there's another religious nomination that calls it All Souls Day. Um, it's been turned into many different. Like if you go in New Orleans, they celebrate it slightly different, and I think theirs is also called All Saints Day, and they celebrate it as the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, I was going to say it's also known as the Day of the Dead. Yeah, there's a lot of different names for different cultures. Yeah, Day of the Dead's more a hoodoo type celebration. That's why New Orleans does that because they're more the hoodoo religion there.
So with
Right.
all
I
the
get it. And with no, yeah, what I was going to say, Hebrew armor, um, I mean, I get that there's going to be like a some type of the day does have like a significance, probably in so many different cultures, simply because it is kind of like even if it's not on that particular day, sometime in this stretch of time, there's a everybody is bringing in their harvest. They're getting ready for winter, and it is human nature to create some type of um, a way that you go about commemorating doing that. And how I can see how a big feast would be in order, because you've brought in all your corn and your squash and you've got all your firewood chopped, and you're getting ready for winter, and you're so proud of the work that you've done, and you want to sit down and you want to have a big feast, and do some type of ceremonial or ritualistic ceremony in order to commemorate the event. But then you have to throw in the whole religious aspect of it, and I'm sure that obviously there's a history behind it and everything. But it all boils down to, I think, no matter how you celebrate it or what you believe or don't believe, or whatever your thing is that you like to do, it all boils down to your intent, just like anything else, and your faith in the Lord, and and then you can still have some type of you know, dinner or feast or commemoration of the season as well, even without the religious underbelly of it. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, or am I just not making any sense? I'm basically just trying to brush with broad strokes here. Do you guys see what I'm saying?
Well, I know what you're saying. I agree. It's like anything else. It's all your intent. I don't think Father's going to send you to hell if you hand out candy to children. I think he will if you sacrifice them, which is what a lot of them do on this day. Lothar says, if Halloween is so awful, why did the church invent it? That's correct. The church invented Halloween because they took all the pagan. That's back when they merged the pagan and the quote unquote Christian together. But Sam Hain was not, Samhain, if we want to call it by the right name, was not invented by the church. That goes back way, way, way back. That's Druidic. It goes deep in the cultures. So yeah, the church put the name Halloween to it, but they didn't invent the day. They just copied it like everything else. They just turned the pagan holiday into a quote unquote Christian one. So they could keep their pagan members happy back then.
Yeah, because from what I understand, back then, the way that they were trying to be all inclusive. They were trying to the Christian religion was trying to think of a way to get everybody else to buy in. So they started mimicking and copying and including their normal celebrations, and making up a way that they could include them into their religion so that they would be more welcoming and accepting of the Christianity religion. Trying to
Well,
get people to
but it's
swing
totally
over.
fake. It's totally fake Christianity. We're not to be a part of the world. We don't accompany. That isn't what Christians do. So yeah, it wasn't real Christianity that did that. That's when Christianity got hijacked. We don't. Who cares what the world thinks? If you don't like our holiday, no, that was the beginning of the death of Christianity, in my opinion. That's when
Okay.
the true Christians became few and very, very far between.
Gotcha. And there, I mean, what we consider Christianity today and our modern society, especially probably here in the United States, is basically just it's not anything like the original Christian philosophy, is what you're
Oh,
saying,
no,
Homer?
because they do the same. They do the same thing today. I mean, look at your mega churches. They bring in the rock bands and the. I mean, just go look at some of what the mega churches do. It's amazing. They bow to the world. They allow homosexuality. They allow abortion. They just do whatever they can to bring you in. As long as you're coming in and putting money in the plate, they could
Yep.
care less. They'll put on rock shows. They'll do whatever. Parties. Yeah.
So basically, it's a sellout. I mean, like when you have a favorite, the best like analogy I'm thinking of is like when you're young and there's like that indie rock band or rap group or whatever punk rock band that you're into, and they're for stick it to the man, f you authority, rock the boat. We won't bend, and then they have a couple successful albums and they have a single go pop, and next thing you know, they sell out and they start making watered down versions of everything that they used to do. Um, and that's basically the same thing in a nutshell. Um, kind of, sort of. Would you agree? They're basically a watered down version of what they used to be in order to conform for success.
They're not even really close to what they're supposed to be. So watered down's too light. In my
Putting it,
opinion. They're
putting
not
it too
even the same
nicely.
thing anymore. They're not even. Yeah, that'd be like saying Satanists have watered it down. In my opinion, it's the same thing.
Yeah, understood. All right. Well, I think we drove that point home. What else you got for us, Hebrew?
Well, here's the thing. I've been thinking about it while you guys were talking, and I'm going through my notes here, and let's see here, page 9. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was writing some stuff down while I was in the bathroom the other day, and I've got something here that's the history of why do children wear the costumes? Like, why do they wear the costumes? What's up with trick or treating? Why do they go, trick or treat, and all that good stuff? And from my own thoughts and my own ideas, my own opinions, and from stuff that I've gathered off of the information highway over the years, some true, some not so true, but just a lot of these are just my opinions and my observations, so to speak. Okay, this is going to be
Yeah, that was your disclaimer. Now get to it.
okay. Well, this is going to be my ideas before we get into the true facts. Like, I got some true facts here, but there's also Hebrew facts. So in my opinion, the Halloween rituals, like, it all started out as a serious ritual, like Armour said about the Satanists. The Satanists are all about collecting children and using them for sacrifices, right? Like we talked about the human sacrifices and stuff like that. And of course, we all know that children are the most vulnerable when it comes to human sacrifices, and that's what a lot of the Satanists would use back in the day, and even to this very day. So it got me to thinking about Halloween and why children wear the costumes and stuff. But then I had to redo my notes, and I rethought it through, because children are still small. So even if they put costumes on to hide from the Satanists that were hunting them down and trying to use them as sacrifices, it really wouldn't make sense, because they could tell that they're still children, unless they just thought that they were midgets in Halloween costumes. But here's my theory. My theory is that the early settlements, like the English settlements, was all around witches, not necessarily Satanists, but witches. Like you hear stories like Hansel and Gretel, where the witch wanted to shove the children into the oven, and stuff like that. And so it got me to thinking that maybe back in the day, witches were going around hunting down children to put in their cauldrons and stuff. I don't want to get into too much detail, but they were putting them in the cauldrons. And so the parents thought of this clever idea. Why don't we dress up the kids on Halloween night? Because Halloween night was the night the witches would go out in the open late at night and go around collecting children from each home. And I think I read somewhere where this was sort of a thing where they would go to the homes on Halloween night. But anyway, so yeah. So, and then the term trick or treat was more or less, they were tricking the witches into thinking that they were other witches, or that they were other creatures of the night, like ghosts and goblins and stuff like that, because witches were dumb back then. They didn't know any better, because they all
So it's
believed
kind of
in,
like camouflage, so to speak.
yeah, because back
Okay.
then everybody believed in superstition, and they believed in ghosts and goblins and things they didn't truly understand, before science came along. And so they put the parents put these costumes on their children. But the children didn't go door to door. The witches would go from house to house trying to snatch up the children in the middle of the night, but the children had the costumes on, and therefore they were fooled by this, and they would leave the houses to go, oh my gosh, those are actually this or that. They're not actually children. And then as years went by, they kept up the tradition, and they kept wearing the costumes. But then it started becoming trick or treat. Like the children were actually wanting bribes from the townspeople, and the bribes were candy. So they would go to the door, and they'd knock on the door and say trick or treat. And then if the townspeople wouldn't give the children candy, then the children would egg their house, or they would TP their, well, they didn't have TP back then, I don't guess, but you know what I'm saying? Like they would do some sort of damage of some sort.
There would be consequences. That some type of prank would ensue.
Right. Some kind of just,
Okay.
yeah. So that
All
was
right.
my
All right.
whole theory. That's just my whole theory about how all of this stuff happened. And of course, the English moved here to America in order to get away, in order to have freedom of religion, you know. So when they moved here to America, then the Americans adapted the Halloween tradition that was once belonged to England, along with a lot of other traditions as well. So that's just my theory. And before I show the real deal, I want you guys to speculate on this and tell me your interpretations of why trick or treating started.
Well, me personally, I don't know. I never researched why it started. Like I said, I know why the day is celebrated by the occult, but as far as why we started putting kids in costume and the candy and all that, I don't know. Like I said, it was all just a spinoff to make it look better than it is. It's camouflage for the day. But yeah, I honestly don't know how that all started. I never looked into it. But trust me, true witches and Satanists and things like that, they're not going to be fooled by a child in a costume thinking that's a demon because they talk to them. They know what demons are, so that wouldn't work.
I was thinking the same thing, Armor, that the true witches wouldn't be fooled. However, I had to say however. However, um, the parents might have had some type of um, foolish idea in their head that it would work. Like, well, like that one, maybe if we just try it might fool the witches, and then the next morning their kids were still there, so they convinced themselves that it was working, even though it really wouldn't fool. Like a witch, like you said, Armor. I was thinking, but the parents could be so naive as to believe that, hey, I put I put some type of costume or makeup on my child, and you might make it through the night. Maybe it'll fool the witches. Kind of like how, we set out cookies and milk for Santa Claus, even though Santa Claus really never comes and eats the cookies and milk, so to speak. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm checking my fire, so carry on.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? He's doing that though, and I do want his opinion about that. Because that's what I was thinking, like, after I thought about it for a minute or so. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. Just because they're costumed up, they still look like children. I mean, they're still small-ish children. They still walk around as children.
Yeah, I mean, you can put lipstick on a pig and it still looks like a pig.
Right.
I'm not about to kiss it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. But like Armor said, it does make sense that they do know demons and what they are, and that they talk about it. I mean, they talk to them, talk about it,
right?
Talk to them. So yeah, that theory does not hold water, I guess.
Right.
But with that being said, I do have an article here that I would like you to read if you can.
Well, sure. Yes, I can do that.
Since you're the best reader, man. I mean, after all, you did used to have a little segment on the show called Story Time with Saggy.
Yeah. You don't have to butter me up. I'm going to do it. So go.
Oh, I'm just doing the whole Tom Sawyer thing.
Oh, okay. So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Why do we wear Halloween costumes? Well, because because we're into cosplay? No, hold on. Halloween is an annual holiday celebrated each year on October 31st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of the year that was associated with human death. Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. This blurriness caused the ghosts of the dead to come back to the earth with the I'm sorry, to the earth world on Halloween. People are usually afraid of ghosts, so we needed to do something to ward them off, right?
Let me scroll down here.
Halloween originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Hey, I've heard of that. I heard of that guy.
Yeah. Seems
You
like
know,
we just talked about this somehow.
yeah.
Like it was yesterday or
What?
today.
Yeah, or 5 minutes ago, when
Yeah.
people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off the ghosts. Folks thought that they would have an encounter with the ghost if they left their homes. To outsmart these ghostly beings, people would put on masks when they left their homes after dark so that the ghosts would think they were fellow spirits. Hey, what's up, bro? I'm just one of you. I'm hanging out, doing
So,
that
so,
ghost.
so you was right. People were that stupid to think that would work.
I was kind of on the right track there a little bit, wasn't I?
Yeah, a little bit. Young women believed that on Halloween they could do some sort of spells on Ouija board game to receive a name or see the face of their future husband. Women would do things with yarn, apple parings, or mirrors to get answers. Imagine using a Ouija board to give you all of life's answers. If only that could be true. Yeah, that's what I always say. Jeez, am I going to get that job? Well, let's get out the Ouija board. The idea of dressing up in costumes and going house to house asking for food or money may seem a bit bizarre to folks back then, but I am very happy to celebrate the way we do today. Ghost free, costumes, party, games, and candy for both. For both all? I'm
Yeah,
not. Yeah,
I don't understand that one.
yeah,
It's either both or all. Come on, man.
right.
So that was a short little article there.
I mean, but who needs a trick or treating today? We got um GoFundMe and crowdsourcing. I mean, we don't need trick or treat anymore, right?
Well, yeah, but it's still fun to trick or treat. I mean, come on, man.
Come on, man. All right. All right. So, do you guys? I mean, I know we kind of brought this up the other day, and if somebody was here during that show, and I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But I really wanted to kind of bring this point up one
Yeah, we,
more
we can
last time.
we can recap it.
The whole thing about, do you think trick or treat is the way we knew it as a kid growing up, door to door, trick or treat, holding the bat, the little pumpkin or the pillowcase or whatever, and somebody dropping candy and for it. I think that tradition is slowly kind of, it's becoming it's transmorphing into something else. I'm not sure what it's going to end up as, but I think that I think that we're seeing less and less of that traditionally in neighborhoods across America. What do you guys think? It may become something that we once did, but future generations will no longer do.
I definitely see it going that way, and mainly for safety reasons, because there is crazy people out there. But it's coming more like I said about taking the grandkids to the trunk or treat they had the other day out at the airport. People just had their cars, they decorated their trunks, they handed out candy from the trunks. And down in Lewistown, where my other daughter lives, they do a Main Street type trick or treat. You just walk Main Street, a couple blocks to the main businesses, and the businesses are outside handing out candy and things. It's even now, it's hardly door to door like it used to be. It's more, how do I want to put it? Regulated. Although you still can go door to door. We do it here in my town. They do it.
Uh-huh.
They still do it in the other towns, but
It just seems
those
like
are things
fewer.
that they do more.
Yeah, it seems like fewer and fewer people partake in the actual act of actually doing it. Like even though you can still do it, like fewer people. Like you said, hardly anyone ever knocks on your door, Armor. The time I've lived here, I think someone's knocked on my door twice. I think one year I had a door knock, and another year I had a door knock, and it was a different kid each time. But again, I mean, I remember as a child, you'd have if you didn't have at least 2 or 3 bags of candy, you might run out by within the first hour or so. And I don't want to. I mean, let me hold on a second. Let me grab my tinfoil hat. Get it on here real good. All right. So with my tinfoil hat on, the conspiracy theory I'm proposing is I mean, is it really that dangerous? Any more dangerous than the other? Than anything else? I think it kind of makes I don't know. I think it kind of there's I think it's the fear that the media puts into people's heads is one reason, and this isn't even like I'm not even trying to go Rona on this or COVID-19 because that's something all in itself. That's something totally different. It was happening before that. This only exasperates it and makes it worse. But I think people are just becoming more and more paranoid and more alienated, and the purpose is to create less of a sense of community. I think that's the underlying motive as to why they make people feel unsafe to go Halloween trick or treating, because that might have been the one time all year that I actually went and knocked on everybody on my street's door and saw who lived there and maybe introduced myself and broke that proverbial ice of being neighborly and at least having a face and a name associated with the people who live on my street, every house on my street. And if but that one day now that I might have done that, nobody no longer does it. Not to say that I couldn't get up on my own and go knock on my neighbor's door, but I'm just saying it just seems like that's just another opportunity missed. You know what I'm saying? For a community to build and do something as a community together. So, because I just remember as a kid going out, people would actually set up a card table and chairs at the end of their driveway, and it was a real social event. And everybody had it really felt like a good, positive experience. Where now it seems like anything but that. And that's the end of my rant. Thoughts,
Well,
guys?
Well,
they still do that here. Like I said, it ain't like they don't do that here, but they have more organized central things also. And personally, I think it's a good thing because whether we like to believe it or not, and it don't matter, child sacrifice is big right now. Tonight, tomorrow night, the next couple nights, millions of children, at least hundreds of thousands in America alone, are going to go missing and be sacrificed. Whether you want to believe it or not, I don't care. Do a little research, you'll know it's true. So I think it's a good thing because you got your lazy parents that'll send the 14-year-old out with the children. So now you've got all these children wandering the streets alone, basically. Easy prey for the people who's looking to get them. So I think it's sort of a good thing because of the lazy parents and because of the fact that back in our day, you didn't have a child predator living in every block. What I almost guarantee you today, there's definitely a child predator somewhere within where you would go trick-or-treating. I'll guarantee it. So things are a lot different than they were back in our day, for one thing. We didn't go on our own. Mom and Dad took us trick-or-treating. Whereas today, you're going to have a bunch of lazy grown-ups saying, Helen, you're 13. Take your little brother and sister and go trick-or-treating. So they shut up. Now you've got a 13-year-old with a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. Well, that's Predator Dream. You're gone. Done.
Right.
I'll be
Not
trying
to
to figure out what happened to you.
the 13-year-old, even if he is paying somewhat attention, is probably just staring at his phone anyway. And you know what? I didn't think of it like that, Armor. I mean, I guess the point you're kind of driving home is the sign of the times, that it's not really the result is more a reflection of how society has changed versus society is changing as a result of them canceling the tradition. So I guess the argument can be made both ways. I personally have never seen or known of any abductions like in my neighborhood when I was growing up as a kid. But I was a kid 40 years ago, um, yeah, I haven't been trick or treating probably in at least 20 years, so I have no idea how bad it really is. And I'm sure some neighborhoods are better than others as far as the safety of your children. And if there really is a place or an area where last year several kids went missing, I can see how that place would definitely cancel Halloween the following year. So I don't know. It all kind of makes sense, but it's just I don't know. My conspiratorial hat just makes me want to believe that that it seems like they're just trying to alienate us as much as possible, and I think the alienation just kind of leads to more and more of that of that type of behavior, because people who never get out and socialize and build any type of social networking, get out there and meet their neighbors and know their neighbors. That's if you don't know anybody on your street is, you don't know who the weirdos on your street are, who the people you need to look out for are all the same. So it's like a double-edged sword, I guess. I see it both ways.
Well, here's the thing. With all conspiratorial sense all set aside, I seen things kind of headed that way back in the late 80s, early 90s. And even when I can even go further back than that when I was a kid. But like you said, Saji, times were different back then. We knew who everybody was. We knew everybody in the block. We knew who all the perverts were. We knew who all the child what house not to go to, what house to go to. But I've seen it even back then where I guess it would have been early 90s where they slowed down and stopped the trick or treating, and they had the trail of treats in your local mall. It was way after I was a child, but make no mistake about it, kids went missing back when you and I were kids. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We of course didn't know about it back then because we were kids back then, you know what I'm saying? But it was happening. It doesn't take a genius to look on the back of any milk carton to figure that one out. But also, it kind of segues into the next article I'm needing you to read here in a few minutes, which is the downfall of trick or treating and how it changed our society and how it changed and shaped the way we think of trick or treating, and how it sort of, I think for the better, how it sort of kept parents aware of what was going on around them in a way, which I will get into that segment in a minute. Of course, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. Also, the thing is about the whole safety thing. The article I'm about to have you read also, the guy who committed such a hideous crime, who started all this, in a way, it was a good thing because it kept parents more aware. It kept them more safe. It kept them checking their kids' candy. It kept them trick-or-treating with their kids hand in hand. When I was a kid and I was out trick-or-treating, and depending on how old I was, I guess when I was a tender young age, like my mom, I didn't have a dad, but my mom would always go up to the door with me. But as I got older, she would sit out in the car and watch from the car. Like, she was never too far from me when I went up to the house, and there was a group of us that went up there. It wasn't like one kid going up to a stranger's house. You knock on the door, they'd open the door halfway, they dropped their candy in your bag. It wasn't like you were on their porch or inside their house. You never went inside their house. That was one of the rules, So there was always somebody there with you. You were always being watched. But like Armor said about the whole lazy parenting thing, there is a lot of that going on nowadays. And it's not just during trick or treating. A lot of course, you do have your helicopter parents, is another thing I wanted to say. But there is that aspect of under parenting. Like I do see a lot of over parenting, but there is under parenting as well. When the adults send their kids off into the other room with their Android devices or their computer devices, their laptops or whatever, and they say, go in there and keep your door shut. I don't want to hear from you for the rest of the day, blah blah blah. I got work to do here in the living room or something like that. They are depending on technology to watch their children. That is definitely a thing now. It is definitely the result of lazy parenting, and that's why you have so many of these predators slip through the cracks, because the parents aren't checking on their kids' web activity. They're not seeing what their kids are doing, and that to me is part of the whole problem.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I would say that that's probably how most children right now are being abducted, is somehow through some type of online predatorial behavior. As far as being tricked or duped into meeting some type of stranger, willingly thinking that it's he's their friend or somebody that he's somehow convinced them that it's that's what they need to do. Short of your average guy, the kind where they're abducted and when they're walking home from school, like just totally randomly, like look a predator out looking for a vulnerable moment for a child walking home from school or something like that. But yeah, I would say that the internet is probably definitely contributes largely to that. And I think the internet is directly is definitely a big part of why less and less kids participate in trick or treating, because they'd much rather just be at home playing that video game or whatever than go out and get a bag full of candy. It really just seems like it's just not the same as it was. The whole society in general. Like I live in a pretty, I would say, a middle to upper class neighborhood. I feel safe walking down the street. I don't feel like anyone's going to bully me or threaten me or I'm risking my life to go out. Even if I went out right now in the middle of the night, the night before Halloween, I don't feel like anything would happen to me. And I feel like even if I was 16, 17, I could even go as young as 15 or 14 a year old, if within reason, could make it a block or two and not really feel like anything bad is going to happen to them. But then at the same time, I wouldn't let my children, anybody right at that, when you're if you have any type of um how do I say, if you had any type of reason not to, obviously don't. But in my particular neighborhood, I don't feel like it's unsafe. However, I still don't see any trick or treaters, so I don't think that the lack of trick or treating here is is
Hmm.
is because of strictly because of all these parents thinking it's unsafe, so they're choosing not to let their kids do it. I think it's just because nobody's interested in doing it anymore. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
really don't. Yeah, it just seems like it's just like one of those things that is just nobody. It just doesn't seem to be as big. Most people would rather just go to a Halloween party and dress up, and or go to one of those events like was talking about, the trunk or treat or something like that, where it's little effort, more candy. Less effort, more candy.
You know what? Also, if I may just interject here just for a second, were you done?
Yeah, I was done anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to also bring up the fact that you said that like COVID-19 might be hindering children's ability to trick or treat. Like they're setting certain regulations and this and that, and for the most part, or for some part, it is true. However, I see it as the exact opposite. I think COVID-19 is bringing a more traditional way of trick or treating. I think it's causing the kids to go door to door. And here's why. I see a lot of events that have been closed down in my in my town, in my area, not just my town, but in all surrounding towns. Due to the COVID-19, they're shutting down events like trunk or treats. They're shutting down events like the pumpkin patch walk. They're shutting down events like Trail of Treats. They're shutting down these events, and they're actually encouraging kids and their parents to go door to door trick or treating. So
Yeah,
the
I was unaware of
COVID-19 is
that.
actually having the opposite effect in my area. Go ahead, Saji. I'm sorry.
No, I that's the first I've heard of that. That's interesting. I didn't even think that it could actually work in the opposite way.
Mhm.
I was just going to say, COVID-19's got, I was trying to leave the COVID-19 factor out of it because I think it's something that was happening anyway before COVID
Oh yeah.
19. But you're saying that the COVID-19 is actually having the opposite effect where you live. That's interesting. I would have never imagined that. We haven't heard from Armor in a while. What do you got to say, Armor?
No, no, that's pretty wild that that's happening over there too. They have been shutting down. I mean, certain areas have disallowed trick or treating this year. Certain areas have shut down, like you said, the corn mazes or the pumpkin patches, or corn maze is still going. It all depends on where you're at, by the sounds of it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because in Illinois, you're not allowed to do any of that. So yeah, it basically depends on where you're at. But I agree
I
with
got
Sadie.
one.
I don't think COVID's affecting trick or treating any different than it was, other than maybe that factor in Illinois and possibly other places. And other than the fact that it is causing some things not to be going on that normally go on.
The other thing I wanted to mention is these haunted houses. They are getting so elaborate and
Mhm.
so. I want to say I don't want. I mean, I'm not usually this guy, but they are becoming very satanic. Like like everything in there looks just so evil and so they're doing their research and they're putting this actual symbolism up on the walls, and you're seeing like anti-religious um, sacrificial type things. It's like in these haunted houses where it seems like it just takes more and more and more due to
I,
desensitization. I can't even say the word.
yeah,
This
desensitized.
get
Yeah.
yeah to scare the kids that I really like. What is it? Where is it going to stop when they actually
Well,
start chopping people's heads off when you walk in there? I mean, oh, do you guys have you been
yeah.
into one of these haunted houses in say
I
the last 3 to 5 years?
I cannot I cannot say either way what's happening with that, but I can tell you what's contributing to that is I think Hollywood is a major contributor to that. They are definitely a major culprit to that because if you look at some of the feature films that are coming out nowadays, there's so much blood and so much gore, and it's so much gorier and bloodier and so much more graphic that they CGI a lot of violence in there that it does desensitize the children, and there are parents who are just allowing children to watch these things. And so when
Hmm.
you build your Halloween house, your haunted house, so to speak, I think they're feeling pressured into upping the ante, and you do have so much more things that you can get in excuse me, Halloween stores that are hundreds, if not up to the words of thousands of dollars to buy and decorate your haunted house with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, and it is also very explicit. Like some of the some of the costumes. I mean, the it's just very like sexualized. Every female in there like is barely super scantily clad dress. They put a lot of sexually explicit type things. They make it like a naughty Halloween house or something, and you don't, or a naughty or a BDSM room or something like that. And I'm like, really? Like you're bringing your children to this event, and then next thing you know, you're seeing, a gag ball in somebody and leather and whips and chains. You didn't necessarily sign up for that. You thought you were going to see ghosts and gremlins and vampires and mummies, not this sort of crap. I don't know. It just seems like it's really kind of just anything goes at these haunted houses anymore. There is no like there is nothing is barred. I'm not one for censorship per se, but it should be billed as what it is. It shouldn't be billed as a scary haunted house, and then
Yeah.
you walk into some type of
Well,
um, uh, 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 brothel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely not when it comes to children. You shouldn't be doing all that sort of stuff. And I think we did cover some of this last year, and it is worth recapping. But I do know exactly what you're saying. It's getting, and another thing is I want to bring up real quick. I know Armor, you're wanting to speak up on this. Is that they're actually having you sign waivers to go into some of these haunted houses. So go ahead. I'm done.
no, I was just going to say, it's not just the haunted houses. You do realize that's in our schools.
Our schools?
Yeah, they teach transgenderism. They're teaching fifth, sixth graders how to do anal sex properly.
Oh my
rubbers.
gosh.
They're teaching grade school children all about sex and transgenderism. It's all through the school system.
Oh man.
I get what you're saying, Armor, and I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just eye candy when you walk into the place and
Well, they're getting eye
act.
candy. They're getting porn sites in their homework. They get the eye
Oh,
candy.
really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just talking about like I'm not. I thought you meant just in the sense that they're accepting the different sexual orientations
No, they're
and
training the orientations.
ah.
Big difference. Big
Like
difference.
give me an example. I would like to. I would, if you don't mind. I would like to hear one.
Well,
Really? I thought he
there's-
just did.
There's tons of examples. Check out the Dr. Duke show. He covers the school stuff.
So
But
they actually put it in the curriculum. Is that what you're saying?
It's in the curriculum, yes. You have porn sites to visit for homework to learn about anal sex, gay sex, transsexual people. I mean, everything. There's no holds barred anymore. And I'm talking grade school. I'm not talking high school. I'm not talking junior high school. I'm talking grade school. Children under 10.
I mean, that's just there. That would be the one. Just one time, I would need to see that, and I would be like all for homeschooling or getting out of the public school system. Somehow, some way. Not. I wouldn't
Or
want my
even
child to
even
part of that.
homeschooling if you're doing it remote and not 100% you, because they have what they call remote schooling now, which is what most kids are doing. They're at home with a laptop, but they still zoom in with the teacher and stuff. In fact, they don't want parents. You guys have to research. I can't believe you don't know none of this. They don't even want the parents in the room while they're doing school because they don't want them to see what they're teaching them. That's why they got busted for the porn sites and stuff, because parents seen it and was like, what the heck is this? So
Gotcha.
the only reason we even know is because kids are getting whatever they call it. It's homeschool, but it's still through the school. But yeah, I mean, all you got to go look up Dr. Duke, Freedom Project Media. He covers it as good as anybody. If he's nothing but school because he's a professor, he's a college professor. So his channel covers everything happening in the school system. It'll blow your mind what they're doing to our children. That's why I flip out so much and ask for prayers for children. People don't understand how bad it is. It ain't just the predators. It ain't just the Satanists who are ritually abusing them. It ain't the people who want their adrenochrome. It ain't just them people. It's your school system. It's everything. Everything is out for the children. They're corrupting them. They're destroying them.
Yeah, I mean, that's news to me, and you're right. I should be more aware of definitely what's going on. I guess if I had a reason for not knowing, it's simply because I don't have school age children anymore, so I'm not actually facing those hurdles or those obstacles. But I can tell you that it wouldn't take more than just what you mentioned just now for if I did have a school age child, that I would be all about wanting to know that. I would definitely be paying a lot more attention to what what is in the curriculum. So it's funny that it took a home, it took that that remote schooling for it to even get exposed. Otherwise, I mean, I remember as a child, the sex education class always being a controversial subject in communities, because they're showing diagrams of genitals and things of that nature, and even though they separated the boys from the girls and all that kind of stuff, it was
And that
always
wasn't until high school.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or junior high at the
Yeah,
earliest.
junior high. Mine was
Very
in,
late junior high, yeah. But either
Yeah,
way, you were a
yeah,
teenager.
no.
You
yeah.
weren't you weren't 10. You weren't
No,
11. You weren't 6. You weren't
exactly.
5.
Yeah. But now, I mean, everything is younger. I mean, the math skills that they're learning, I used to learn in ninth grade, they're teaching at fifth grade now. I mean, it's crazy the way that everything has changed. I mean, it really is crazy. I mean, I don't know, I might have been over exaggerating a little bit, but it does just seem like it's just. But at the same time, there's so many useful things they could be teaching the kids that they don't. So I really have kind of lost faith in the public school system, to be
I
quite
mean,
honest with you.
that's why I was so proud about what my granddaughter did by getting a Christian song on a pretend golden album in school. I mean, people don't realize how great an accomplishment that is in today's age because you ain't even allowed to mention Jesus or Christianity in a public school anymore, you know? So she stands up for it. She don't care. I mean, probably at least 10 years ago now it's been. I'll bet you it's been at least 10 years ago. The after school Satan program was introduced because we had the Good News program, which is Christian based. They introduced after school Satan Club. They have coloring books, they have meetings. It's all about Satanism, worshiping
Wow.
Satan. And it's in a grade school guaranteed near you.
What, Armor? I don't disbelieve you. Let me give you the. I have this. I think I may have mentioned this once before, but it's been a long time ago, back when we first kind of started doing these. Obviously, most people who have listened to us for a while know that I grew up in a suburb just north of Cincinnati, Ohio, and about 3.5 years ago, I moved down here to St. Petersburg, Florida, and I most of my adult life I've worked and done everything in Ohio, which is a very conservative, cookie cutter. Everybody is very prim and proper and ultra conservative, and there a lot of self expression and free. It's not really like commonplace as when I came down here. I went to the first, actually it was the second job that I got down here. I was in orientation and training, and the person in my class openly spoke up and said that she was Luciferian. So she just proudly announced it to our whole group in our training class. And wouldn't you know it, no sooner than she said that, two or three other people in the training class were as well. They proudly announced it shortly after she did, and then the next day they all three or four of them sat closer to each other because they knew they had that in common. And the instructor didn't have a problem with it. The company didn't have a problem with it. The other people in my training class didn't have a problem with it. They were okay with, the fact that we were starting a new job with a handful of Luciferians. Nobody seemed to think it was a big deal. Now, I wonder if I would have said, I'm a devout Christian, if I would have been shamed for it. I just don't know if, I didn't just feel the need to announce my religion in the new training class of the job I just got, not because I was embarrassed to or afraid to. I just didn't think that it was applicable for the job environment to proudly proclaim my religious beliefs, or to even share them with the people. But once that was the case, I had a change of heart. I felt like I needed to, so I made a point to make sure everybody in there knew that I wasn't for Luciferianism. That I kind of thought it was kind of weird that everybody just totally accepted it. But I decided not to press the issue because I really needed the job at the time. But my jaw just dropped at the fact that she could just so proudly announce it. Like, I know up there in where I grew up, that if somebody would have done that, they wouldn't have been asked back the next day. I really do believe that it's the culture down here is way different than what I was accustomed to. That is for sure.
Well, and it also goes to show another very important point, that they look just like you and me. They aren't like we see in the movies. That dude working right beside you could be a Luciferian, and unless they say something, you don't know.
That is true, man. I tell you what,
Very
I was
true.
saying it. I said it before. I was thinking about our Halloween show. And I was thinking about Armor, and I was thinking about, usually he dons some sort of devil costume or something like that. And I thought, yeah, the funny thing is he's doing that. He's doing that to make fun of the devil. Like, he's doing that out of irony. Like, yeah, check this out. I'm wearing a devil costume. And that's funny. That it's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny because he's wearing it. Because knowing who Armor is and what he represents, wearing the devil costume is just a funny thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it got me thinking about the devil, and everybody has this image of the devil with the big nasty horns and the nasty tail and the nasty ears, and the big grinning mouth with the big nasty sharp fangs, and the pitchfork and all that good stuff. When in reality, the devil could be the guy next door, the guy who comes over to Cindy Lou's house and gives her flowers and bakes bakes brownies at the get together, and brings chili wins the chili at the best chili cook off. It could be that guy who goes to church every day and prays right next to you. The devil doesn't disguise himself as something evil and sinister. No. If he did that, nobody would take him serious. No one would believe him. Everyone would stay away from him. They would know for sure, oh my gosh, that guy's evil. Stay away from him. You know what I mean? He disguises himself as something just awesome and beautiful and nice and just a regular Joe on the regular on the regular show. He doesn't show his true evilness. That would be just too obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I totally know what you're saying. For instance, I mean, like I just said, he disguises himself as a Halloween attraction for you to bring your kids to, and come scrolling through, and next thing you know, you're seeing all kinds of forms of the devil once you walk in there. So totally understand. But let's move on to the next subject, unless you guys got anything more you want to add to that.
No. I think we covered that one pretty good.
Oh yeah. Which brings me to the segment that we kind of got on the subject earlier with the Halloween candy and the dressing up, and what changed that? Like, what changed the door-to-door trick-or-treating? What made it safer for kids? Well, I saw several strings of documentaries yesterday covering some of this, but I did come across a video today that I would like to share with you guys, and I do hope I don't get copyright strike from this, but this this is the story of how Halloween, the trick-or-treating aspect of Halloween was changed forever on the fearful October 31st, 1977. So
Okay,
here we
that
go.
sounds cool. I'm gonna mute up and I'm going to refresh my drink while you play the video, but I'll still be here, just so you know.
It's called Exploring History, The Man Who Killed Halloween. And this comes to you from the Exploring series. Please, guys, we're sharing your video. Do not give us a copyright strike. All right, here we go. Let me get it. Guess it would help if I opened my share screen window. There we go. And let me know if you can't hear this. Just let me know.
The Man Who Killed Halloween. Halloween is a time of festivities, spooky decorations, horror movies, pumpkin carving, and a favorite act of many kids. A custom with centuries-old origins that has only increased in popularity. Every year, millions of people in multiple countries give out and receive candy around Halloween. Most of this is done in good fun, as neighborhoods and communities spread cheer and candy to children dressed in a multitude of costumes. When dealing with food given to children by strangers, however, there's always going to be an element of fear involved for some. The concept of poisoned Halloween candy goes back a number of decades, and as time went on, this fear has grown in prominence, with alternative trick-or-treating events being created by communities and various medical facilities offering free X-ray scans of Halloween candy to look for poison and razor blades. In 1959, in Fremont, California, a dentist named William Shine was charged with unlawfully dispensing a drug and endangering the lives of children after handing out candy-coated laxatives to trick-or-treaters. In 1964, a woman in Long Island, New York, was annoyed with teenagers going around trick-or-treating, believing them to be too old for the custom. Instead of candy, she handed them packages containing dog biscuits, steel wool pads, and most notably, poisonous ant traps. Although she remarked when she handed them out that it was a joke and no one was actually harmed, she was still arrested for endangering children. In 1970,
I didn't hear it was poisonous ant traps. I always heard it was not car batteries. I always heard it was batteries. Was it actually poisonous ant traps, Armor?
I don't know.
Oh.
Never heard it.
Well, I think the other stuff was okay, but I think the poisonous ant traps went too far. I mean, steel wool, that's not going to hurt nobody, you know. Well, I guess if you eat it, it would. I digress. Sorry.
In Detroit, Michigan, a 5-year-old boy named Kevin Totson slipped into a coma and died after ingesting heroin that his family said was in his Halloween candy. It was later determined that the boy had actually found his uncle's heroin stash and ate it, with the family lying to protect the uncle. Other cases in 1978, 1990, and 2001 involved children dying after supposedly eating tainted Halloween candy, but after the investigations, the candy was ruled out as the cause of death. There is one case, however, in 1974, in which a young
1974. Sorry, guys.
Young boy did die from eating deliberately poisoned Halloween candy. The perpetrator of this crime became known as the Candyman, or the man who killed Halloween. On October 31st, 1974, in Deer Park, Texas, the O'Brien family was settling in after a night of trick-or-treating. Timothy, 8 years old, and Elizabeth, 5, had gone out with their father, Ronald, and some friends to gather candy from the neighborhood of Pasadena. And just before bed, Timothy ate a sugary pixie stick. He immediately complained of its bitter taste and soon mentioned that his stomach hurt. Timothy ran to the bathroom where he began vomiting and convulsing. His father held him as he vomited before he went limp in his arms. Timothy died on the way to the hospital, less than an hour after consuming the candy. News of Timothy's sudden death shocked the small community, and many parents in the neighborhood returned candy their children got from trick-or-treating to the police. When the police had an autopsy performed on Timothy's body, they found that the pixie stick had been laced with potassium cyanide, enough to kill 2 grown adults. 4 other children had received the tainted pixie sticks, including Elizabeth O'Brien, but none of the others had consumed theirs. One boy was found asleep in his bed holding the unopened pixie stick and said that he couldn't undo the staple that was keeping it shut. The other 4 pixie sticks contained enough cyanide to kill 3 or 4 adults. The O'Briens received an outpouring of sympathy from the community and from people around the nation. The police began investigating the tainted candy. As with a small community, it shouldn't be too hard to determine which house the kids stopped at.
Now, let me just pause this for a second, okay? The story that I read is that the father had the kids on the couch and he was feeding them the pixie sticks. He poured the one pixie stick down the boy's mouth is what the story that I
It'll
read.
tell you that later here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Didn't listen to the own article you sent us?
Well, no. I guess I often failed to do that, Armor.
And the things with stories like this too, Hebrew, is a lot of times when they get retold and retold and retold, certain specifics do get altered or changed or lost in the translation. But I digress.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that's the part that got me suspicious was that he was doing it like he was pouring it down the kid's throat. You know, I was like, wait a minute, why is he pouring it down the kid's throat? That's the part that it clicked a light bulb in my head, you know. But anyway, I digress too.
Been together, they discovered that the kids had gotten the pixie stick from Ronald O'Brien. While they were trick-or-treating, they had stopped at a house that didn't answer the door. While the others went on, Ronald stayed at the doorstep and caught up with the group, handing the kids the pixie stick and commenting on the rich neighbors. When the police asked Ronald which house he had gotten the candy from, he said that he couldn't remember. The police found this a tad suspicious, as the group had only apparently gone down 2 streets on account of the rain. They went to each house that the group had visited, but every resident claimed that they hadn't handed out any pixie sticks. Eventually, after walking the neighborhood several times, Ronald pointed out the house he had stopped at where the occupant hadn't answered. Ronald said that the occupant cracked open the door, extended a hairy arm, and handed him 5 pixie sticks. The owner of the home, Courtney Melvin, was cleared of suspicion by police after nearly 200 people confirmed that he had been at work that night until 11. Things weren't adding up, so the police decided to look a little further into Ronald O'Brien. They discovered that he had gone through 21 jobs in the last 10 years, was close to being fired from his current job on suspicion of theft, and was over $100,000 in debt. He was about to lose his car and his house and had defaulted on several bank loans. Despite all of this, though, Ronald had taken out $10,000 life insurance policies on both of his children in January of that year. More suspiciously, in early October, he had paid cash for $20,000 life insurance policies for each child. Finally, a few days prior to Halloween, Ronald had increased the policies again with a combined total of about $60,000. Additionally, on November 1st at 9 a.m., Ronald had called the insurance company to inquire about collecting on the policies. The police were pretty much certain at this point what had happened, and additional details would later come to light, further damning Ronald, including the fact that months prior, he had called an acquaintance at a chemical company asking what a fatal human dose of cyanide was. He had also gone to a chemical outlet in Houston just before Halloween and asked what the smallest amount of cyanide he could buy, leaving after finding out it was 5 pounds. It became clear to the police that Ronald had poisoned the pixie stick with the intention of killing his children to collect the life insurance money, and had given the sticks to other children to remove suspicion from him, including giving one stick to a boy that had happened to knock on the neighbor's door while Ronald was there. Even more horrifically, Ronald had personally opened the pixie stick and poured the poison into his son's mouth, holding him as he soon died. The police extensively interrogated Ronald, but he never admitted to the crime, proclaiming his innocence all throughout the interrogations and the trial. Although they never determined where or when Ronald bought the poison, he was arrested and indicted for capital murder and 4 counts of attempted murder. Numerous friends and co-workers testified that Ronald had developed an unusual interest in cyanide the months before Timothy's death, and his sister-in-law and brother-in-law both testified that on the day of Timothy's funeral, Ronald had talked about using the life insurance money to take a long vacation. Ronald continued to claim his innocence, but the public had already made up their minds, dubbing him the Candyman. And it took a jury only 46 minutes to find him guilty, and 71 minutes to sentence him to death. Ronald was held at a prison in Huntsville, Texas for a number of years after his sentencing, where he was reviled by other inmates. His execution date was postponed a few times, including having an execution date of October 31st, 1982, where the judge offered to personally drive Ronald to the death chamber. Finally, though, on March 31st, 1984, Ronald Clark O'Brien was executed by lethal injection, maintaining his innocence even in his final statement.
Well, now, wait a minute. The article I read said that the execution did, in fact, take place on October 31st purposely, because I remember, I think it was the video I watched, they thought that that was ironic. You know, it was a funny, ironicy that it had happened that way.
And
So,
ironicy.
yeah. That's not a word, is it?
It's a Hebrewism.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
Outside, a crowd of 300 demonstrators gathered, some protesting the death penalty, others shouting trick or treat and showering the anti-death penalty protesters with candy. So there you have it, the only confirmed case in America where a child was deliberately poisoned to death with Halloween candy. Unlike the popular myths, however, Timothy O'Brien was not killed by a mad stranger indiscriminately handing out tainted candy, but instead by his own deranged father. Ultimately, that fact is a lot more terrifying. Regardless, though, don't live in fear, have some fun trick-or-treating, and enjoy the wonderful holiday of Halloween.
Huh? I don't get it. Oh, that was his apology.
His last statement, I guess.
Hmm.
His final thoughts.
His final, yeah, like we do. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, what do you sick bastard? What do you mean? What's your
Well,
thoughts?
no,
on
I
that?
mean,
He killed his son.
no, I don't. I get that. Yeah, of course. But on the thoughts of all the other stories coming out of all the other places, how the legend grew so much that all of the other things that happen are merely just myths and legends, and that was the only one on current record that had ever really happened, where a kid had found poison in their candy, and it come from the most unexpected place of all. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the other stories we hear, like the way the media tells it is like trick-or-treaters go door to door would die from just regular people handing out their Halloween candy, and that's why we must go through our children's Halloween candy and
Well,
okay, find a razor and this and that.
even when I was a kid, this would have been late 60s, early 70s when I'd have been trick or treating. I know darn well there were razor blades and things in apples because it was on our news. It wasn't, that ain't a folklore. I mean, maybe now it's supposed to be a folklore because not everybody knows that, but it really happened back in my day. Like I said, there was news reports. There were kids who their mouth was cut up because of it. So even my mom and dad would cut, if we get an apple, you weren't allowed to eat the apple till mom and dad cut it into pieces. So it ain't all pretend. Like
I
they're trying
experienced
to
the
make it
same
out.
thing, Armor. Like I remember as a child, the news telling us about the apples with the razor blades and the check your candy and all that kind of stuff, and the news telling us that it's something that we got to look out for, and because it happened to such and such and such and such and such. But then I mean, I remember though later looking into it as a young adult to try to find out, to show, because I wanted to show somebody the examples. Like, no, this really happened. I was like a proponent of it. I was Mister Safety, Halloween safety guy, and so I went to look up. I went to verify. This is remind you, this is probably 2001, 2002. So the internet wasn't nearly as like easy to look things up as it is nowadays. But I couldn't find. All I could find was that Candyman story as the only confirmed actual case on file of anybody actually ever sabotaging a trick or treater. They always somehow ended up getting debunked and it being a case of somebody doing it to their own kids or a family member or some type of some. There was always a loophole or a hole in the story where it ended up not being the case
Wow.
where a trick or
So, you,
treater actually.
so you're
Yeah.
saying now there's really no evidence that that actually happened back when I was a child.
Well,
It
no,
was
there might
all a
have been.
myth.
There might have been a kid who ate an apple who got cut up, but if you further research it, it turns out it was because of something that happened at his own house or through a family member. It always ends up being a falsehood or a misnomer. It's the media was just wanting to scare people into believing it came from the trick or treating or to put like the thought of it being so scary was a headline for the news so that they could run it every year on Halloween to try to tell people they got to check their candy because this happened or that happened or whatever. This we have an investigation on a house where this kid received such and such, but then once the investigation actually happens and everything is the dust settles and everything comes to the thing, it's almost just like this whole pixie stick thing where somebody actually was doing it to their own kids versus randomly giving it out to kids. So, I mean, it would be something worth relooking into, maybe double checking. But as far as I know, that's the case.
Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty wild. So I wonder what the spin is. Were we just fed the fake news even back then, which is highly possible, or are they now trying to cover up that ever happened, which is highly possible? That's
Could be the
crazy.
latter.
Either
You're
Because
right.
I
way.
mean, I know they'd give the kids names. They'd be in the hospital. It even Connie says she's as old as me, and she knows there were several real incidents of poison and drugs or razors in candy. It was real back then, or at least they sure made it seem real. But like Love Troll said, she heard on the news that 2 planes took down 3 buildings. So good point.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, Armor? I'm with you. I used to hear things like that too, and my apples got checked. Well, we didn't get too many apples where I was, but I know we were told in school. Now, when you kids get home from trick or treating tonight, you make sure your parents check your candy. I remember that being a big deal too, man, about the razor blades. And I remember,
You know,
yeah,
Yeah, and CJ says she's not going to be able to call in about the haunted house. She's going to have to call it a night. She's feeling weak and her blood pressure's
Oh man.
a little off. So prayers your way, CJ. And bummer, I was looking forward to the ghost story, but I understand.
Oh man, blood pressure 117 over 44. That bottom number is just way too low. The top number though, I wish mine was like that. But that, yeah, no, that bottom number should be at least 80. Whew, 177 over 44. But that's low. That is low.
117 over 44, not 170, 117.
Oh yeah, that's didn't I say I didn't oh, okay, I said it wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's hold on. I think I got let's see. Oh, we talk about Halloween and we've got both me and Saji have sort of like fake movie villains, like fake serial killers. However, the fake serial killers that me and Saji are donning rather Saji's serial killer identity there. The whole Michael Myers serial killer identity was based off of a real serial killer. And as we know, there has been real serial killers throughout the years that have dressed and wore a mask and certain hooded clothing and stuff like that, who have been known to go out and kill people. There was one serial killer, I think, in Texas, who wore a hood. He was called the silent hooded guy. I don't know his. I know it was close to that. I know I'm not saying that right, but that's the Phantom Killer. That's what it was. Yeah, the Silent Phantom, and he would go around to where kids was making out and stuff and doing things, and he basically go to various makeout points and he would kill people in their cars. I think there's a story where he dragged one, like he killed the guy while he was in the car and he drugged the girl out and did stuff to her, and then whatever object she had, like I think she was a band, like she was in the band or something, he took a tuba or something, like he stuck an arrow or something in it, and then he blew the end of the tuba, and then the arrow, he used that to kill her with. So with that being said, there really is serial killers out there that really dress up and wear the mask and do things. It's been documented. That being
look at Edward Casey, the clown.
Exactly.
Sam.
Exactly. And that was another one similar to that I was going to bring up. I was going to show you guys an article. And of course, I want Saji to read it, unless you want to read it, Armor.
No, let Saji read it. He reads so well. I can read it if he wants. It don't matter to me. I'm just kidding. See, Lorraine just got here, and KC popped in earlier. She's been here a little while, so welcome to both of them. Lorraine just got here. She said she voted tonight, 2 hours in line to vote. That's crazy. Yeah. But I guess in a city that probably ain't crazy. I'm just used to small town living. So.
Yeah.
Yep, John Wayne Gacy. What did I say? I think I said the wrong name. I said William Casey or something.
Yeah, William Casey.
I don't know where I was at. Yeah, John Wayne Casey. Gacy, that's who I meant. Yeah. You know who I meant. Lorraine got it.
Yeah, that's exactly who I'm going to bring up here. I've got way to segue, Armor. I like the way you segue into things.
I try.
So here we go. I'm going to pull that Armor up. This comes from the Chicago Tribune. Boo, I hate Chicago. But that's where all this happened, of course, in the Chicago area, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't read these things.
Wow. Casey said she voted in a small town and still had a 2-hour wait. I'll be shocked if I got to wait 2 hours, but we'll see. I'll let you know Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. I hope I don't have to wait no 2 hours. I'll be shocked.
I already got my ballot. It was going to be a mail-in, but I think I'll just go ahead and deliver it personal because the wife got a vote. I want to make sure my little brother gets his vote. He's all pumped. He likes
He
to
ain't
vote.
allowed out.
Oh, that's right. He ain't allowed out, so I'm going to have to make sure they take him to vote.
Hello. Am I supposed to start reading now?
Well, you can if you want.
Okay. Well, you mentioned Lorraine was here and that she went and voted. I wanted to just tell her real quick that she needs to check out her cameo in the most recent episode of the Mandela Family sitcom.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I
We'll,
didn't even
we'll,
know
we'll,
there
ha-
was a new Mandela family.
we'll have to show that at the end of the show. What do you guys think?
Well, before I go to work.
Well, let's show it after this. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't care. Sounds good.
All right. Since it's not
All
very
right.
long. It's like 10 minutes long.
All right.
I
So,
think.
do you want timeline? Suburban serial killer John Wayne Gacy and the efforts to recover. Name his victims. Name his 33 victims. Okay, my bad.
33. Keep
Yeah, I
that in
know,
mind.
right?
Phew. Wow. I didn't realize.
He wasn't a plant, but carry on. We won't go
Right.
down that rabbit hole.
In December 1978, police uncovered the first of 29 bodies buried on suburban businessman John Wayne Gacy's property. 26 in the crawl space under his home under his home in unincorporated Norwood Park Township, and 3 more outside of his house. He confessed to 4 more murders of victims found in waterways south of Chicago. 40 years later, here's a guide to the investigation, conviction, and execution of Gacy that continued. And the continuing efforts to name the remaining 6 unidentified victims. All right, so what am I reading a novel here, sir? Is this going to be like a 30-minute read?
No. We're just going to read down to that part there.
Okay. All right. All right, searching for John. Teens in uptown neighborhood tell Chicago police a man named John cruises the area in his car picking up young men. He is John Wayne Gacy, a suburban man runs a remodeling business. A suburban man who runs a remodeling business. Officers observed dozens of young men going in and out of Gacy's house in unincorporated Norwood Park Township. They stopped many of them for questioning, but none say anything against Gacy. Gacy is known in his community for hosting get togethers and sometimes dressing up as Pogo the Clown. Well, there you go. Look at him, Mr. Pogo himself.
Isn't there a famous painting on him?
I honestly have no idea, but if it wouldn't surprise me that there is one if one such painting does exist.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he used to paint while he was in prison.
Okay. So, January, what's the date? Scroll up just a little bit.
January 1978, I
Oh,
think.
there's not a date, an actual date?
76. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I meant like a date, like January 7th or whatever.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Officers stake out Gacy's house, suspecting Gacy might be responsible for the disappearance of a 9-year-old boy. Chicago Police Youth Division runs surveillance on the house just east of O'Hare International Airport. Though it's outside their jurisdiction, they're not able to build a case against Gacy. All right, let's keep on going. Then in March 1977, 27-year-old North Sider Jeff Riggle says Gacy enticed him into his car by offering him marijuana before using chloroform to render him unconscious. Riggle, talk about bait and switch, huh?
Yeah, really.
Riggle says Gacy then drove him to his house, handcuffed him, and sexually attacked him before letting him go. A $3,000 civil suit was settled in the case. Gacy was also charged with battery, a misdemeanor. Rigwell writes the book 29 Below about the experiences. All right. And then December 1931st, 1977, seized and freed. It was a one-on-one situation with Gacy's word against the kids. There were no witnesses. An identified official familiar with the case. An unidentified official familiar with the case. Gacy is arrested by Chicago police after a 19-year-old teen from the north side says the man kidnapped him at gunpoint and forced him to engage in sexual. What's this say? Sexual
Sexual acts.
acts. Okay. All right. The police report shows that when he was taken into custody, Gacy admitted engaging in the acts with the youth and their brutality, but denied the teen was an unwilling participant. An assistant state's attorney decides not to prosecute Gacy. Just like the story. Go ahead.
I was going to say, think about that. Now, the first time he got arrested, kidnapping, sexual abuse, rape, basically, and got a settlement out of court for some money. This
Right.
time, it was just over a minor, what they say, 19, so
Mhm.
a very young person. Gunpoint, sexual abuse. Obviously, more than one child, or person, I should say, not child, person. Yet, and he admitted to all the abuse and to how brutal it was, and gets off with nothing.
Because he says that the guy was willingly participating. And okay, so here's my point. Just like the thing we were talking about the other day about the lobster boy, where he went to court and they let him go, and then he ended up doing more atrocious crimes thereafter. You would think that it just seems like I don't know if it was the court system back then or what, because people don't get away with that nowadays. It doesn't seem like, even if it seems like it might even be the opposite. More people are going to jail over being falsely accused than they actually ever did it. Not saying that people don't actually do these crimes, but it just seems like they were just letting them go left and right back then.
Well, as it looks like this article is going to get into, which surprises me, the whole conspiracy theory, if you will, since we have to use these terms, is Gacy was basically an undercover op. That's why he was
Gotcha.
protected.
Yeah, that was where I was going after that first one. I was thinking, you know what? The police done took an interest in him, and they really wanted the bust, so they're going to set him up. You know what I mean? They're going to. That's where my mind went with it. However, let's find out. A director of the director of Polish Constitution Day parade, Polish Constitution Day parade. Gacy receiving Secret Service clearance, meets and takes photos with First Lady Rosalind Carter. Well, what do you know?
Yeah, and that back ass words. It's you do something horrific, like kill a child and sexually assault a full grown couple of full grown adults, and you get rewarded.
Yeah.
Huh. Some things still haven't changed, by the way. You say these guys like they're getting off scot-free and stuff like that. Well, if you think about some of the stuff that's going on nowadays, you think about the whole Epstein thing and you think about the whole Tom Hanks thing. Well, I won't go there, but it really isn't all that much different, their justice system.
I think the expression, Hebrew, is nothing new under the sun. Anything you can think of or do now has been thought of and done millions of times thereover.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we'll read just this one last thing and then we'll If you
All
want.
right. Yeah, scroll up a little bit. I missed something there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa, what happened? I don't want to sign up for that. No. Tell you what I'm going to do.
Click the X.
There we go. There was no X, sir.
There was an X. I could see it.
Really? Okay, now what? Ah!
Same X.
There's the X, but where was I?
I don't know. All my exes live in Texas.
Honor student disappears. There we go.
All right. Whoa, go back up.
What?
I need this.
You see it right there. It says, there is an outside chance.
No, a little bit more. I needed the date. I wanted the time frame.
Oh man, you always need the date.
Yeah, because it's a timeline.
Oh, okay.
A little higher.
December 11th, 1978. Oh, they actually had a exact date that time.
All right. An honor student disappears. There is an outside chance he ran away, but I doubt it. The Plain Police Lieutenant Joe Kazanzak.
Kanzenjak?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Robert Pice, a 15-year-old sophomore at Maine West High School, prepares to end his shift at Nissan Pharmacy on Toohey Avenue in Des Plaines around 9 p.m. His mother, Elizabeth, arrives to pick him up and drive him back to their Des Plaines house. Why are they making fun of their house that it's all plain and everything? To celebrate their 46th birthday with family. Peist, however, or Peist, I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Yeah, Peist.
Okay. However, tells his mother to wait a few minutes because he has to see a man about a construction job that pays $5 an hour. Huh?
It sounds like the start of a joke. I got to go see a guy about thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nearly twice what he's been making at the drugstore, and he's not seen alive again. Don't. After waiting, Elizabeth Pice becomes alarmed and drives back to her house. She returns to the area with husband Harold, son Ken, daughter Carrie, and family's 2 German shepherds. Their search turns up nothing.
Dun, dun, dun.
At 11:29 p.m., Elizabeth Pice arrives at the Des Plaines police station. Everything in this town is plain, huh? Let's see here. To file a missing persons report for her son.
And there's the dogs and the son, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Look at that drugstore.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
All right.
There's too much of this stuff if you don't want to read it all, man. Unless you want to read this part.
Sure. December 12th, the next day, 1978, police want to question Gacy. Well, I can only imagine why. Whose son attends the same school as Pice, insists on an in-depth investigation. He learns Gacy, whose PDM contractors had recently remodeled Nissan Pharmacy, was the man Pice went to speak to about a job. Gacy is asked to come to the police station for questioning. At 11 p.m., Gacy tells Kozanik and asks, "You still want to talk to me?" "Yeah," Kozanik responds. How long do you think it will take you to get here?" "Half hour," Gacy says. Kozanik waits until 1 a.m., but Gacy doesn't show. Police later learn that after the phone call, Gacy goes into his attic, takes the body of the Pice boy, and moves it to the trunk of his car. He drives south of Joliet and dumps the body into the Des Plaines River. All right. Yeah, this goes on and on and on, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not even an eighth of the way through it.
Let's sum it up real quick. Gacy goes back to that car, where they crush cars at the scrapyard. He goes back to the scrapyard, talks to his friend. His friend looks at him and goes, "What's wrong? You look so despondent." And Gacy's like, "Oh man, there's something I gotta tell you." And then the guy's like, "Well, what? What's up, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, I murdered this guy. Now I got the body in the back. I threw the body over there in the river." And he's like, "What? Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I threw the body over there in the river, and I've got." And then he basically confessed all the murderers to that one guy. And then he walks off, leaves, and I think he basically turned himself in. He went down to the police department and told them everything, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think of that, Armor? Yeah, there it is. Gacy confesses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, it looks like an interesting article, but it would probably take me an hour to read it all.
Do you like my summarization?
Yeah, I like your summarized version much better for the purposes of the show.
Okay, good. Yeah, so, well, there you have it, folks. There's some interesting stuff, some scary stuff, some gruesome stuff, some belligerent stuff, and some well-known stuff. That's what we've had for our Halloween show here tonight. And I'd like to thank everybody for dropping in here. You know, there's a lot of names out there who haven't been called out yet. We still have 10 watchers. Let me scroll up here. I'm going to do the shout out tonight, folks. Okay, so starting off at the top, so I don't trigger anyone, we have Eddie Von Keen, the real one with a wrench and the scary clown mask on. We got CJ Wood. CJ Wood, I hope she does get better, though, man. Seriously. Lotar 900. Let me scroll down here. Let's see. Philip Fogarty in the green shirt. Armor Up. Affected by Grace, who was in here earlier. I think they left, didn't they? Are they
I
still?
believe so. Yep.
All right, cool. I mean, not cool. I mean, cool that I got it right. Go Kart Bob screeching in here. Go. Oh, okay. A little slow on the trigger there. Just saying. You know. It's okay. You still got it in, though. I appreciate it. Let's see who else we have. I think that's all I see right now. Oh, a lone one with a pumpkin. KC. Oh, KC was here. Awesome. Hey, KC.
She's still here. Love True also.
Oh, yeah. Love Pro is here.
Lorraine Lamour. You only missed half of them. Good job.
Now, wait a minute now. I am still scrolling. I'm a little slow at this than you are, Armor. I'm
You're
not.
the one that said you thought that was all of them. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Well, I'm not as professional as you. You know, I'm just saying. I got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. Yeah, sure. Let's do this again. Lorraine Lamour. Love Tro, but not Grumpy Tro. Now, with that being said, that's all I see right now. And that's
Good job.
and that's your shout out. Thanks, Armor. That's a real compliment coming from you, buddy.
You're quite welcome.
Okay. Now, with that being said, guys, we've said all the spooky things here tonight. We said scary things tonight. I think it's time to lighten up the show a little bit with a few laughs. What do you think, Armor?
Sounds good.
All right. Saji, what do you think, man? You've been awfully quiet here.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm just here to read articles. You got another article for me to read?
No, I think you set yourself up for that one. You
I'm
got
just teasing.
articles for you to read. No, I figured we would rest your reading eyes and go ahead and play a video.
Now here's the thing, though.
Here's the
thing.
Uh-huh.
If you're going to play that video, then the one before it, you put them both out like within a half hour of each other, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of meant to be watched together. Is what I'm trying to say. And I actually think the episode just prior to the one that you're getting ready to show is actually the funnier of the two episodes, with the exception of Lorraine's part. When Lorraine comes in near the end, that's actually a really funny part. But I'm I'm thinking maybe you need to play both.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're both.
if you're gonna play one, then you might as well play on both. That way, we get the whole context of how we ended up at this place in the first place.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. I forgot there is a whole thing there, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm just saying if you're gonna do it, go big, man.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, let me go ahead and take down this.
I mean, is this basically how we're ending out the show, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so, man. I know you had some stuff you wanted to share, unless you want to go ahead and share that.
I mean, the only other thing I really wanted to bring up was the whole full moon thing.
Okay, we could do that after. These are only like, on the whole, like the whole thing's only 18 minutes.
Okay, so we'll do that. I'll cover the full moon thing, and then we'll let Armor get ready for work, and we'll call it a night.
Sounds good to me. How about you, Armor?
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, strap in, guys. This is going to be a good one. I hope. Oh, what did I do here? Now I'm starting to sound like Frankenstein. The monster, not Frankenstein, the monster. All right, let's see here. Application window. Oh, here we are. Heck yeah, guys. All right. Here's the first one.
So then the guy slaps his mother.
Slapped his mama? Oh man, Hebrew, that sounds horrible.
Well, that's what he did. Yeah, so Dan, what I was saying was, I'm Canadian's favorite son. So you lost one Canadian for your broadcast. So I was just wondering if maybe I could replace that certain Canadian.
What are you talking about, Noble?
Well, yes, Dan. I figure you could use a Canadian for a different perspective from your broadcast. And plus, I'm a Mr. Know-It-All, just like Noble was.
Whoa. Noble wasn't a Mr. Know-It-All. He actually did know it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference there, you know?
he wasn't a Mr. Know-It-All. He actually did know it all.
I'm a little disappointed in the Lothar voice, I must say.
Armor up.
Hey, guys. Hey, Dan. Wow. Hello there, Fizzy Pop. Good you could be here. Well, hey, do you guys hear that music? Huh? What music is that? I don't know, Eyeball. Do you not hear that music? Oh, yeah, it makes me want to dance. Go, Fizzy. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Are you okay over there, Sadie?
Yeah, well, you know, Fizzy Pop was getting down, so I thought I'd do the song, you know what I mean?
Well, as long as we don't get a copyright strike for it.
This is real life, Hebrew. Yeah, this isn't YouTube. I mean, come on.
Still, though. I'm Carla Repel.
Hey, Carla. Hi, Carla.
Hey there, Carla.
Have you guys seen Armor Up?
Yeah, that's who we're waiting on at this very moment, this very time, in this very setting.
With that being said, even if Armor Up doesn't make it, I say we go on with our you know, whatever this is. Oh, I can't wait any longer. I gotta go make some food. I'll see you guys later.
Jeez, I wonder what that guy's hurry was.
Well, I agree with Dan. We can't wait for armor any longer. We got to get busy doing whatever it is we were going to do.
What exactly is it we were going to do?
I don't know, Hebro. You're the one that comes up with the storyline.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like dancing. Go, Fizzy. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We already did that bit, Saji. Well, she is dancing, you know. Every time she dances, I gotta say that sing for some reason.
Hey, look.
Huh? Look at what?
And there's just some kind of comment flying over here. That ain't gonna... What the... Oh, my God. They killed Lotar.
Oh, no. What are we gonna do now? I don't know. I gotta go home.
Well, there goes the group. What are we going to do now, Saji?
I don't know, but this is slowly and steadily turning into an episode of the Hebrew and Saji show.
Yeah, we have a whole nother year before we start those shows.
Yeah, you got that right. Me and Teresa found a new Mandela effect.
A Mandela effect?
A Mandela effect? A Mandela effect? And I'm the one that said it first.
Oh, yeah. Well, we better wait, what is the Mandela effect?
The Mandela effect?
Don't start that again.
The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
You ever heard that song? Beans, beans, magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Yes, the more you toot, the better you feel, so eat your beans for every meal.
Well, now that song has changed. What do you mean it's changed? It is now called Beans, Beans. The song now goes, beans, beans, the vital fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, we better check into this, Saji.
Wait a minute, Hebrew. Let's not freak out here. I mean, it's just like a simple change. Just like, oh, wait a minute. Hang on 1 second. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to... Oh, man.
Oh, no. The Mandela effect is starting to have a physical effect.
You're right, Hebrew. We better look into this.
I guess we can't sit around waiting.
Changed my mind, huh?
Yeah, real fast.
Let's go check it out.
I told Teresa to come pick us up in the mystery machine. She should be here any second now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! Hey, wait a minute. That's not the mystery machine. It's a yellow bug. Come on, guys. Get in. We have to work on this beans, beans Mandela effect. Oh, my goodness. How are we all going to fit in there?
Wait a minute. Okay, no, never mind. False alarm, guys.
Lisa, you changed. You're no longer whoever you were in the last episode. I know, guys. I can't help it. Just everybody get in. Okay.
I was wondering, can you guys keep it down?
Huh? Who the heck are you?
Oh, I'm Keith's dad. I'm on 708. Like, we have paper thin walls. Like, I could hear everything you guys are doing. So, my kids are trying to sleep. Plus, I was kind of working on the paper. Hope that you guys are making too much noise up here. So if you could just keep it down, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Plus, heard somebody pass wind that was really loud that shattered my vase, a few of my drinking glasses. So if you just pretty much don't do that either, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Guys, get in. We got to go stop this Mandela effect before it gets out of hand.
You got it. Gosh, this is really awkward. Saji, get in here.
God, this is really squishy. Don't worry about it. We just got to go stop this beans magical fruit Mandela effect.
Let's go.
Huh? Where did everybody go?
Hey, Keith's dad here. I don't know where they went, but I guarantee you one thing: those guys are going way too fast in the residential zone.
What the? Do.
All right. There's that one. Any thoughts before we go any further?
Well, that flipped me out because Beans, the musical fruit, we always sang that as a child, so it's still there. There's no Mandela effect.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. What do you mean it's no?
Hey, Grumpy Troll just jumped in. Welcome, Grumpy.
Well, hey, we were just talking about Grumpy where I was when I did the shout out.
But yeah, you acknowledge that Love Troll was here, but we didn't have Grumpy Troll. So now we have both trolls.
Both
That's right.
trolls.
All right. Well, because it ain't a Halloween extravaganza without a couple of trolls. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. And I bet we got a zombie cat cub possibly lurking. So we got zombies and trolls. Possible zombies.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be perfect for Halloween, wouldn't it? Our Halloween episode, that we're doing right now. Just saying. Lotar said, thank God I got killed in the episode before he let one rip. Yeah.
I think we missed an opportunity there when we were all in the car to have another one rip. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, I couldn't
That would
conjure
have
up.
been pretty funny.
Yeah. You're right. Well, hey, we got one more here. And it kind of follows along with the other one, like you said, Sag. So I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Noticing now, plot line discrepancy is Keith's dad was residing there, and then he's going to be residing elsewhere in this episode. So I just wanted to. I didn't pick up on that the first time, but I'm that just disregard that plot line in fallacy or whatever, and pretend like you just never seen him in the other house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Can't believe Hebrew hasn't found the proper figure for me. Do. He needs to get to Walmart and find the Minecraft figure now. Oh, still in my pajamas. Guess I better get up. Guess I better go do stuff. I think I'll make me a cup of coffee. What the heck? Someone tried to knock at my door? Oh, who is it? It's me, Hebrew. Oh, I'm still in my pajamas. Come on in. Hey, Keith's dad. How's it going? Well, it's going. Just, I was getting ready to make coffee. What's going on? Did you guys ever solve that bean conspiracy or whatever it was?
No, we're kind of still working on that, but I was just wondering if we could make this sort of like our headquarters.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm married or not. The wife's not going to like that, or whoever it is I live with. I don't know who it is yet because my character's not fully developed. But I really wouldn't like that. I mean, I'm a nice guy and everything, but I gotta have my privacy. So, no.
Dang it, Saji, he's not gonna let us do it.
Dang it! All right, we're gonna have to go someplace else. What about your house, Hebrew?
You can come in here and fix him some coffee. I done told you my house is being fumigated.
Infumigated?
I mean, it's being fumigated.
Oh. Well, get out of here and let's go someplace else. Maybe we can go to that one beautiful castle or something.
Well, I certainly hope so.
You guys sure you don't want to like stay and have coffee or anything?
Thank you, Keith's dad, but maybe next time.
All right then, man. You have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Don't call me sir. I don't like that. I really don't.
We can use this as our headquarters.
I don't know, Hebrew. Last time we were here, we got in all kinds of crazy, wacky shenanigans, and quite frankly, I just have bad memories of this place.
Well, Saji, I hate to tell you this, but it's going to have to do until we solve the crazy bean, fruit, and tootin' mystery.
Oh, okay, I guess so. But can you open the door, or are we going to have some wacky scientist open it?
Obviously, there's still a wacky scientist that presides over the castle, Saji.
Okay, you want me to knock, or are you going to do it?
Can you do it? I'm kind of busy right now.
Hebrew, you're just standing there. All right, girls, wait out here. Oh, God, I hate when you make me do this, Hebrew.
Now, this is the first time you've ever done it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a weak knock. How's he ever going to hear that? Who is it?
He heard it, Hebrew. Hebrew and Saji.
Just a minute. Just 1 minute. Give me a minute. Just 1 minute.
Okay. Keith's dad seems really nice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Just one. Dang it, 1 minute.
Ugh. Oh, God, you hit us. Oh, this castle always creeps me out. Wow! I guess we're going to stay out here. Yeah, I guess so.
Excuse the mess. We've been renovating for weeks now.
It's okay. You should see my place, huh, Hebrew?
Yeah, Saji's still mowing his grass this time of year. Oh, well, no problem. Now, may I ask what the purpose of this visit is? Yes, the very nature of this business is we're looking for
a headquarters, so to speak. We're looking for a hangout, a place to hang our hat, a place to prop our pillows, a place to put our feet up, as it were.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it is a big castle, but you see, the problem is, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, we don't mean to intrude or anything like that. I mean, if you don't want us here, we won't be here. It's as simple as that, right, Hebrew?
Well, I tell you.
As a matter of fact, it seems as though, you got this place is going to a renovation of some sort. So, I'm not one of those guys that likes to intrude or propose myself on anything.
The thing is, gentlemen, is that Lorraine Lamore is actually the rightful owner of the castle. So it is not up to me. It is up to her.
Oh, my God! I mean, we got to ask Lorraine Lamore? Oh, man. Well, hey, you know what? I'm in pretty good standing with her, so I think I'll go do that.
Does he always interrupt like this? Always.
Hey, Lorraine! Oh, my God! Whoa, hey, I made it up here. Lorraine, where are you? Lorraine? Hello? Saji here. Lorraine? Well, I do declare. Oh, Saji, hello there. It's so good to see you. Well, it's good to see you too, Lorraine. I got a question for you. Me and Hebrew, we're looking to stay here. We want to put our feet up. We want to take over the place, so to speak. Oh, I don't mean take over the place. What? Take over the place? No, I didn't mean that. Well, I have you know you're not going to take over this place. I am the owner of this place, and that's that, and that's that. You said that's that twice. Don't you tell me how I talk. Oh, but this, mister. I love having a trapdoor. Now get the hell out of here. Oh, gosh, that didn't go so well. I thought she would at least have some kind of suitable influence.
There you go, Saji. Are you okay?
Not really. I think you should take me to the hospital.
There's no time for that. We have to take a residence.
Ow, shoot. Where are we going to stay, Hebrew?
I don't know, Saji. I just don't know.
I suggest something, gentlemen. Armor up! What are you doing here? I've been here all along. I was here from day one when you knocked on the door, Saji. I've been hiding over there in that corner where that elevator's broken. I've been helping them remodel the place. I needed the work. The point is, remember that apartment from the Hebrew and Saji show that you guys had a few weeks ago? Oh, yeah. I don't know, Armor. I didn't really care for that landlord fella too much. I mean, every time I would say anything to him and it was a yes or no answer, he'd always make that weird yes sound.
What yes sound? Wait, where am I? What yes sound is that, Saji?
You know, the one where he'd go, yeah. Well, I can't do the voice, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Hey, you guys, knock it off. We don't have time for this. My helmet's on crooked. It's better. You guys go back to your apartment and you'll have your place of residency in no time. Yeah, but how do we even find that apartment? I mean, wasn't that in another dimension or something? I could open up a portal for you boys. Oh, wait, no, I can't.
Over here, guys, down here. Pan the camera down here. Hebrew, move out of the way. Oh, sorry about that. I'm a scientist. I can despicably open up the portal for you guys. Come upstairs. Meet me upstairs.
But the elevator's broken.
You may use... Wait, down here. You may use the ladder. All right, well, meet you upstairs. As soon as I enter the coordinates on this computer, using your signature DNA scans, you will be zapped into that very dimension in no time. Okay, here we go. Running the scan. Beep, 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 beep. All right, boys, enter the portal.
Boy, there's the portal, yep. Here we go. I hate entering portals. Hey, wait a minute. What about Sandy and Teresa?
They'll get their own place. Besides, I have the feeling Lorraine will let him stay here.
Oh, yeah, good point. Here we go.
There we go. That takes care of those guys. They won't be coming back here anytime soon.
Doctor, I need your help.
Oh, God, now what? But this time, Lorraine.
The massager's not working properly on this chair.
Oh, really? I thought I fixed that. Here, turn the chair around. Let's see what we can do about it.
Okay.
Whoa!
I love doing that. Do.
Oh boy.
Well, I think you totally did great with the Lorraine Moore character, by the way. You won't tell me how to talk. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I think that I nailed her character, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. And while we were watching that, I noticed Grumpy Troll had a comment talking about asking when he gets to do his guest appearance. He wants to come on and he's got some crazy stuff to tell us about numbers. I was thinking maybe we can tentatively just say he'll be on next Shifty Sunday. You guys okay with that? Would you rather him come on while you're around too, Armor, to talk about that with us?
Sure, yeah, he can come on Shifty Sunday.
Okay with that, Hebrew? Just want to put it out there in the universe now since we got him here and we're all here.
Yeah, we'll do that somewhere down the line. But I mean that as far as the show goes, I think that's the show, guys.
All right. Well, I did want to bring up the full moon thing real quick, if you didn't mind.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And Armor, did you have something you wanted to bring up?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, cool. Well, before we bring up this blue moon thing, Armor, I do want to thank you for joining us tonight on this Halloween special. It was awesome sharing it with you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, so here we go. We have this. Where did you send that to, Saji?
It would be in Hangouts with all the other stuff I gave you.
All right.
I think it's the
Shifty
final
Sunday, I
link.
think.
Yeah, it should be the last. If I'm not mistaken, it was either the second to last or the. I labeled it as moon. Something about full moon.
Yeah, I saw this. I was out driving around picking stuff up, picking up my cheeseburgers. But as soon as I got home, I tried to film it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't see the moon anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get to see it on my journey tonight. It's been raining here the last couple of days. And it's supposed to be like 28 tonight, so I'm going to have to watch for ice. Yeah, I don't know if the moon's out here or not. If I'll be able to see it.
Sandy Diva just popped in, just so you guys know. She wanted
Oh
to.
well.
Hey, Sandy, welcome.
I'll be gosh darn. She missed her cameo. Missed it by that much.
That's right.
Well, happy Halloween to you too, Sandy. Here we go. Yeah, I saw it oddly enough at twilight, like just before it got dark. So, but at dark time, I couldn't see it. Oddly enough, but here we go. We could see it on this picture here as soon as it's ready when you are, sir.
All right. I didn't realize I was still muted. Oh, whoa! You went back to YouTube. There you go.
There you go.
All right. This is live science website. A rare full moon on Halloween will be seen across the U.S. for the first time in 76 years. Published one day ago.
Wait a minute. How come I saw it tonight? It was a full moon.
Well, because it will be seen.
Tomorrow's the real full moon. It's almost full tonight.
Yeah, it's nearly full.
I see.
All right, so moonrise on Halloween night will be just a little more spectacular than usual this year. The sky will be illuminated by a full moon, a rare Hallows Eve treat that happens only once about every 19 years. Something else makes this full moon known as Hunter's Moon even more special. It's the second one to occur in October. That means it's a blue moon and the only double full moon event in 2020, according to NASA. However, the full moon comes at a time when the moon is at its farthest from the Earth. It will also be a micromoon, the opposite of a supermoon, meaning it looks a little smaller than the usual full moon. And if that still isn't enough names for you, its status as the second full moon of autumn makes it a beaver moon, according to NASA. So we got a full micro beaver moon. Am I leaving a title out?
Blue.
Oh, okay. A full blue micro beaver moon. So
I think it'd be a full micro blue beaver moon.
Okay, we'll go with that. So it's a full micro.
Who don't like a blue beaver? I mean, come on, really.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to say who don't like a full beaver, but
come on now.
All right.
We're a micro, but
yeah.
we digress.
Arbor.
We digress. We don't digress. We're digressing. So please read on.
Well, although the Huntsman moon, there's also the Huntsman moon too. Remember?
Oh yeah,
a full blue micro Huntsman double. Oh man,
Beaver.
Okay. Yeah. A full micro double blue Huntsman micro moon. Did I get them all?
Beaver.
Oh, beaver. A full double micro beaver blue huntsman micro moon.
I think.
Oh man. Try saying that 4 times fast.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a unique moon out in the sky tonight. So yeah, I think that kind
That's all you have
of
to say. It's a
yeah.
unique moon.
I mean, you're trying to set the mood. You're putting your arm around her. Oh, did you know that tonight is a full micro beaver huntsman double blue. Uh, it's like you're trying to order a drink at the bar you never had before. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Some new fandangled drink they just came out.
some new
That you read about it on Yelp, and you're trying to have the bartender recreate it for you.
double triple avocado pashado or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That is a great image, though. Whoever captured that image there. Now, I did have one last thing I wanted to bring up. Hebrew, unless you're in a real big hurry to exit out of here or something.
No, I'm not in a big hurry. I just wanted us to kick it backstage while Armor can still, before he has to go to work. But that's cool.
Well, the last thing I wanted to bring up was the other link there I had about the Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. I love that Sleepy Hollow story.
Hey, I'm going out to Sleepy Hollow tomorrow to have chili with the crew. We're having a little get together. My friend lives in Sleepy Hollow.
Now you never
Actually, they live on Ichabod Lane, but it's the Sleepy Hollow estate.
See, now you never did tell us which one of you guys is it going to be you that's going to be the chili master for that, or somebody else? Armor.
The wife's making berry pie for fresh summer. We got some raspberries, some strawberry cobblers, making a berry cobbler, and we're making turkey corn soup. And who knows what else will be there? Everybody brings something, but I know we got chili, turkey corn soup, and berry cobbler.
Well, I guess what I was asking was like, are you making your world famous chili?
Turkey. It's making berry cobbler. So I'm going to see how her chili is. I didn't make the chili.
Oh, you didn't make the chili. Okay, that's okay. I misunderstood you. All right. Okay. All right. I see. I got you now.
Because it's soaked out there, and I got to leave in an hour and a half, and
Armor, your mic is cutting in and out. We're only hearing like maybe 10 seconds here, then nothing, then 10 seconds, then nothing, then maybe 4 seconds, then nothing. Bro, are you there?
Yeah, I was pretending not to be. Let's go ahead and get our Sleepy Hollow in.
Yeah, this won't take no time at all. It's just a short little clip on the origins of it, because I was kind of curious as to how it all got started. So, and I thought it was an interesting article. Whenever you bring it up there,
Sleepy Hollow. We used to have a mattress store called Sleepy Hollow.
well, that's a good name for a mattress store, I think.
The Sleepy Hollow mattress store, yeah. So, what inspired the legend of Sleepy Hollow? Well, let's find out. Oh, Armored left. I guess it's cool. We're good. He had to leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's put him back in here.
okay, that was crazy. My internet just dropped completely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were cutting in and out real bad there near the end.
Huh. All right, yeah. I was just saying, yes, Andy, it's supposed to be freezing tonight, and it's soaked out there, so I'm definitely going to have to watch for black ice. It'll make dodging the deer so much more entertaining. And I always see deer.
Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Wait.
All right. So the article is I can't even remember what History Channel. Updated October 15th, 2020. Originally put out last year on October the 10th. What inspired the legend of Sleepy Hollow? The classic short story is considered an example of early American folklore, but tales of the Headless Horseman have been around since the Middle Ages by Leslie Kennedy. And then you scroll on down there.
Scroll down. Oh,
I thought that was a great painting, by the way, of a depiction of the.
I would love to be out in the woods and throw pumpkins at people that piss me off, you know.
Mhm.
Be headless, you know. Okay, go ahead.
All right. The legend of Sleepy Hollow resurfaces every year around Halloween. Washington Irving's 1820 tale of the Headless Horseman who terrorizes the real life village of Sleepy Hollow is considered one of America's first ghost stories and one of its scariest. I wasn't aware of the fact that it kind of had the title of being one of the first American ghost stories, but I guess that kind of makes it true. If I guess that's kind of the case. But Irving didn't invent the idea of headless rider. The tales of headless horsemen can be traced to the Middle Ages, including stories from the Brothers Grimm and the Dutch and Irish legend of Dolarian or Gan Kian Gulahan. Dullahan, or Gan Kian, a grim reaper-like rider who carries his head. Elizabeth Bradley, a historian at the historic Hudson Valley, says a likely source for Irving's horsemen can be found in Sir Walter Scott's 1796 The Chase. And shortly after I read this article, I looked up the Sir Walter Scott's The Chase, and it is a rather unique. It's considered a ballad and or a poem. I would strongly recommend anybody who is the least bit interested to look that up on YouTube because it's a rather interesting tale. If we had more time, I would actually like us to listen to it. There's a person or somebody else actually reads it. But to make a long story short, it's about a huntsman who goes out into the woods and is so fixated on catching this. I think it's a deer. It's either a deer or an elk. I can't remember now for sure, but it's one or the other. And he's so he starts this chase with this deer, and he gets the way it's described to me is messengers from God show up to try to discourage him from the chase, and he refuses to listen to the messengers, or whatever it is, and he won't give up the chase. He ends up killing his horse because he exhausts his horse because he refuses to quit chasing after it on his horse, and then it goes on from there where basically he ends up instantly suffering the consequences of not listening to the messengers. So it's a really interesting tale in the sense of how it kind of sometimes applies to us in real life, in the sense where we he's constantly being haunted by his it's part of a story where the character is constantly being haunted by his past indiscretions, and in this particular scene, his indiscretions are catching up with him rather quickly. But I digress. Let's continue with the article. Elizabeth Bradley, a historian. Oh no, I already read that part. Go ahead and scroll down, Hebrew.
You didn't read that part, but that's cool.
Oh, okay. I thought I did. Elizabeth Bradley, a historian at the
He read
historic.
that part.
Yeah, I thought I did. Yeah.
No, because I'm pretty sure.
I'll read it again if you want me to.
You read. Okay, wait. Let me show you. You read over.
Oh, I read the top line, but not the bottom one.
Right.
Okay, which is a translation of the German poem "The Wild Huntsman" by Gottfried Berger, and likely based on Norse mythology. So we were both right. All right. And that's
Well,
what he looks like, the guy who wrote it.
could you imagine if Lothar would paste Dan's face over that?
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
I bet he'd do it. I bet he could do it.
I thought we were going to play that again. Did you not want to?
Oh no, not tonight, sir.
Okay, all right. Irving had just. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, it is scary though. Maybe we should.
All right, well, let me finish this real quick. We're almost done with this.
Okay.
Irving had just met and become friends with Scott in 1817, so it's very likely he was influenced by his new member's work. She says the poem is about a wicked hunter who is doomed to be hunted forever by the devil and the dogs of hell as punishment for his crimes. And that's okay. No, it goes on. According to the New York Times, the New York Historical Society, others believe Irving was inspired by an actual Hessian soldier who was decapitated by a cannonball during the Battle of White Plains around Halloween in 1776. Irving's story takes place in the New York village of Sleepy Hollow, in Westchester County. In it, the lanky newcomer and the schoolmaster Ichabod Crane courts Katrina Van Tassel, a young heiress who is also being pursued by the Dutchman Brom Bones. After being rebuffed by Katrina at a party at the Van Tassel farm where ghost stories are shared, Ichabod is chased by a headless horseman who may or may not be his rival. He is definitely his rival. Who hurls a pumpkin at the man, throwing Ichabod from his horse. The schoolmaster vanishes. Irving may have drawn inspiration for his story while a teenager at the Tarrytown region in New York City, according to the New York Historical Society. He would have been introduced to local ghost stories and lore at an impressionable age. Bradley says he cleverly weaves together factual locations, an old Dutch church and churchyard, Major Andrew's tree, some actual family names, including Van Tassel and Ichabod Crane, and a little bit of Revolutionary War history with pure imagination and fantasy. Bradley says it's a melting pot of a story and thus totally American. So there you go.
There you go.
And
Well,
there are some really good depictions of the Sleepy Hollow Tale on YouTube. If anybody's interested in listening to that for like for their Halloween celebration or something, there's some really good audio, fantastic with spooky sound effects and everything, and songs that you can sing along with. I did a little bit of research on it today, so I stumbled across all of that. So I thought I would just throw that out there in case anybody is wanting to take, to listen to it or whatever. And that's all I got. Thoughts, anyone? Anybody? Crickets?
I guess we lost the host. No, that's pretty cool. It's definitely an old tale that we've all heard growing up, I'm sure.
Sure. I would have to say it's probably the one I think of most often when I think of Halloween. Always thought it was the most interesting thing. Imagining being chased by a headless horseman carrying a pumpkin for a head. Hebrew?
Me?
Yeah, you. I'm throwing the ball back to you. It's in your court. Whatever you want to do there, sir.
Well, I was finding that video. I think Sandy will appreciate this if she hasn't already seen it, which I think she has. I don't know, man. You've heard the story, the Headless Horseman, told many, many ways. There's been many books, many comic books, many action figures done on the character. You've seen it in many live action films, cartoons. It's been done in so many ways, you know, man. I don't know. Now Sleepy Hollow, that movie Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christopher Walken, you know, that movie, that was a pretty good movie, I thought. That was done on Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, I even kind of enjoyed the television series that came out on about 6-7 years ago. I thought that was pretty well made too.
Didn't that Sleepy Hollow series come out about the same time as Gotham?
Yeah, it seems like that would be about. They're probably on back to back. Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to remember that somehow.
Obviously, the storyline was totally different in the series. They really kind of changed it up a little bit, but it was still interesting and a fun show to watch.
All right, well, here's the deal, people. For those of you that haven't seen this on either Lotar's channel, or if you guys were the unfortunate ones that caught our Wednesday, what was it called? Wide Awake Wednesday. Say that 3 times fast. Wide Awake Wednesday, Wide Awake Wednesday, Wide Awake Wednesday. There we go. Got that on my system. Here is Lotar 900's, I think it's not his latest video, but certainly a video he's made it more recent. Can you guys see that on big screen, full screen?
Yeah, I see it just fine. I mean, I can still see our avatars on the left, but other than that, it's full screen.
Oh, well, that's good enough. Sandy, I hope you're still here because I think you'll get a kick out of this. This is funny. You got to show Dan this. You get a chance. If he hasn't seen it already.
I was slow to figure it out. I was halfway through before I noticed it. So I think I'll point it out now that everybody you see in this video is in the likeness of Scarab Performance. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it.
I think they could figure that out. Also, a lot of these movies that he's clipped him into, I think a lot of them are Mandela affected movies. So
yeah, I also I think that's true as well.
All right, here we go.
Songs or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Nice little beginning there. The lightning. Woo!
Play it once then.
Oh no.
For all time's sake. But that's what you think, isn't it?
You want a shot? I'm gonna make him an offer, Captain.
Judgment thou art led to Brutus' feet!
So long, Mom. Have a good rest.
Fuck you!
He'll realize that I'm the woman of his dreams because I'm going to help him figure out who killed Laura. I'm giving you all that joy, all the joy, yes, I swear. Yes, I swear. Owns my heart. Is it love or is it art? 'Cause the way you got your back.
There we go. Yeah. So I'm a little bit of a mixed bag on this one. Like, a lot of it was very funny, but I was very confused and very disturbed at the same time. And some of that stuff was very much nightmare fuel for me. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, Dan does make a pretty woman. I'm just saying.
Hello, everyone. I have some quick information
Oops.
of coffee.
Sorry, guys. I keep doing
A lot
this.
of people don't know how coffee is produced.
I know how it's produced. Cat poop. So there you have it. What do you think, Armor?
I had to make a pot of coffee.
There you go. Yeah. You got it just in time. I was talking about fancy coffee. You don't drink that, The fancy schmancy $100 cups of coffee is made from the finest cat poop in the land,
But
Just
it was bats.
Oh, is it bats?
Well, I don't think there's a lot of cats. I don't know.
What
They're
did you
actually a kind of coffee that they feed the cat and then wait for him to poop it, and then they use it to make the coffee. Yeah, that is a thing. It's popular in Asia, believe it or not. The only way you can get that unique flavor is through the digestive tract of a feline. And it has to be a specific kind of cat, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think like a fancy cat.
Yeah, I don't know how fancy it is, but it's a specific breed of cat. Yeah.
Here's what I want to do just one more time before we go off the air. I want to show this to Sandy since she's here. I'm assuming she hasn't seen it already. I'm just going to show a small portion, a small clip, if you will, a small, little, tiny bit of it.
If you're talking about the Mandela family, she was here. She's seen it, she said.
Oh, she did see it.
In Hebrew, that sounds.
Okay. Hey, it's got 41 views now. That's cool. All right, then. If she's seen it, then that's good. It's all good, and that's awesome. What do you say we end this Friday Night Frights Spooktacular? Guys, one final shout out.
Well, are you doing shout outs or thoughts?
We could do both if you want.
All right. Well, what are we doing now?
We want to do a final shout out, then final thoughts.
All right. Yeah. Who's doing the shout out?
You wanna do rock paper scissors?
No. How would we do that?
Just shout out the object.
So now we're back to shouting out again. See, I'm so confused.
I'll tell you what. Here, I'll do this.
All right.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Wherever this thing lands, here we go. Oh, looks like Armor's doing the shout out. He's up there in the corner.
All right.
How random was that? All right, let me go up here to the top. See, we got Eddie Von Keem with a wrench. CJ Wood was here earlier. She's laying down. I hope you're better, sister. Prayers your way. Lotan 900 with a wrench. Screwing down. Philip Fogarty, sporting the green coat this evening. Effected by Grace. Brother Mark was here earlier. Go-Kart Bob screeched in. I know Lorraine Lamore was here earlier. Also, Alone One, KC, Love Troll, and Grumpy Troll both making an appearance this evening. Scrolling to the bottom. And Mystery Fried. Holy moly, been a while since we seen you, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Mystery Fried jumped in and said, boo.
Hey, he's just in time for a Halloween show. Look at him with his natural all year round Halloween disguise there.
Yep. got his jack-o'-lantern.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Let's see who's going to go first with the. Let's see. Let's move you guys around here. Wherever I land, let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If the tiger doesn't meow, make him pay right now. Oh, wait. No, that didn't work. Hold on. Eeny, meeny. Right now. There we go. Okay, looks like Saji's going first with his final thoughts.
Well, you know what? My final thoughts are I hope everybody has a happy, safe, and fun Halloween. I really enjoyed being on the show with you guys here tonight. I'm so glad Armor was able to make it and come on and join us despite the bad weather and the fact that he has to go work. So thank you, Armor, for making it here with us this evening on this Friday night Frights special edition where we came out swinging. And I hope all of our audience members enjoyed the show as well. I want to thank everybody who showed up and all of those who are lurking and those who are listening later, like I always do. Please, we encourage you to please hit the like button on your way out and maybe even share our show on your social media platform. We can use all the views and subscribers we can get. And that's really all I got.
All right, I guess I'm next. Yeah, glad to be here. Glad I could be a part of it. As always, very thankful for our lovely audience. They always show us so much support. And like Sadie said, be careful tomorrow. Enjoy your Halloween, however you decide to celebrate it. And most of all, I just want to say, if you ever did or didn't, please do now. We definitely need prayers for the children this time of year. So that's about all I got to say.
All right, cool, guys. Hey, I appreciate you guys being on here. And Armor, as always, you know, especially tonight, drive safe. Be careful of that black ice, like Sandy said earlier. And thanks for being on the show, brother. It means a lot to me than you'll know, man. Hanging out with us and sharing all these moments, you know, it's been really fun, man. I mean, I mean that from the bottom of my cold dead heart. You know, because
my pleasure, brother.
You know, because I'm wearing the Jason mask. Anyway, and for everyone out there, everyone who's listening, and everyone who's stuck around during this last gosh darn few minutes of the broadcast, thank you as well. And oh yeah, Sagittarically speaking, thanks for coming in with your wild hairdo. We really appreciate it. And we'll see all of you guys on Shifty Sunday. Good night, everybody. Well, that does it for tonight's show. It's been real, and it's been fun. And yes, it's even been real fun. But as all good things do, they must end. But remember, there will always be another show. Oh, at least I hope there'll be another show. As long as my internet keeps going and I'm still alive, I guess there'll be another show. But anyway, until next time, remember that snakes don't always bite, but when they do bite, oh brother, it really hurts. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah. Hey, do you like this music? It's completely free. Oh yeah. Dig that jam. Ha ha. See ya.